What's up with you? Here we go. Here we go. What's up with you? Pull on up, man. We got the Ryan Clark. Uh, uh, and I said it. I said it was, I was struggling with this. I was struggling with the review of what they did on the pivot, and people are going in pretty hard. They're going in pretty hard on Ryan. They're going in pretty hard on the co-host too. There's a segment in there where he broke down. Fred Taylor breaks down. And even what the Shannon Chowder is that his name? Even he breaks down. You had 1.33 was that Gen Z, three Gen Z black men coming from the tough side, the tough side, football side, playing a very very rough sport, are literally in tears because of what they perceive to be unfairness. And that's what they perceive to be unfairness. Now remember Dan Campbell for Baltimore. I mean for Detroit. I remember Jaden Daniels. See, I remember this game quite vividly. I remember the Detroit game quite vividly. When Jaden Daniels went in there into Detroit and beat them. I remember that. You know why I remember him crying? Because I lost money on that game. And I felt like crying, but I knew I wouldn't get my money back. But I understood he was upset. He had disappointed the fans. He had a really, really good team, and they came in, they lose to a bad team like Washington. And Jaden Daniels just lost his mind that game. I saw that game. But I also remember Dan Campbell, he cried. And he cried on the sideline. And then you look around, you don't see the criticism. Now I see the criticism on Ryan Clark, and they going in on him. They going in laughing at him, calling him names. I didn't see the same criticism when Dan Campbell did it. I just didn't. I didn't see the criticism. It was almost like people understood his frustration. Yet Ryan, nobody can understand. They're calling him names for showing his feelings, for expressing himself. They're showing him. They're calling him names. And this is a YouTube channel, and I get the whole red pill and the alpha male. I get that, man. According to the rules of alpha male, no, you're not supposed to cry. You're supposed to be in control of your emotions, period. The fact that you want to cry, that has nothing to do with whether you do it or not. A man who can't control his emotions or himself is not even considered a man under certain philosophy. That's not a man. Now we know we live in a whole new world now. A Facebook post, an Instagram post can send a person into fits, and that person may never even recover from that. A very, very emotional world. Oh man. Society doesn't allow men to cry as much as they've tried to give you the impression that it's okay. It's not. Society's not going to let you cry. Men have always been required to protect, endure, hunt. Hunting requires pain. Hunting, in many cases, requires you putting your own life up. raising a family, being a leader, that requires a lot of pain. You don't get the leisure to cry. You just don't get it. You have to either get it done or you're not with us anymore. You either what they say to you have to either do it or you know you do it or you die trying, right? And that's the line that's always drawn in the sand. Um, when you say having a hearty cry, there's a certain amount of vulnerability in that. That's not even recommended to do in your own home. Anytime you have feelings of weakness and fear, you have to think about it. And as a man, and this is where a lot of men struggle with this one. As a man, you cannot avoid conflict. As compromise, that just all that does is just gather weakness. With it, that gathers strength in your enemies, and you will come. Even though you may not be, you come across even weaker. You cannot be someone who avoids conflict. That's simply a part of life. Is it uncomfortable? Yes, but you can't avoid conflict. Conflict is a part of life. It's simply that's what comes with it. In order for you to make it, you're going to have to deal with uh, conflict and uncomfortable spaces. The fact is, by you a man and being in control, you don't let people bait you into bad positions, bait you into swinging on them, you into making a bad decision that you regret. You never let people do that. And that's why you stay in control of your emotions. And this was a case where, these guys went on a podcast and that's fine. Time will go on. And I'm not someone who wants to do it, but I mean, if you ask me what I think, man, you cannot cry, man. You can't do that, man. You can't do it. You know, they had the power. People have to deal with that every day. We see these NFL coaches. A lot of times these coaches get fired, ain't even their fault. It's the player fault. God dropped the pass, him right in his hands. God dropped it. Coach get fired. His coaches get fired. They got to get out there, get their resumes, find a whole nother place to play. Don't even matter. You got to get out there and do. What you saw was a man in his emotions and feelings, and it was stirred by his co-host. Somebody's got to have, man, somebody's got to be there to steady the ship, man. Everybody can't cry, man. Everybody can't cry. If you're in a family, man, if it's 5 people in a family, 3 kids, 2 parents, somebody got to lead. Somebody got to lead, man. Somebody got to lead somebody. I've seen families and they don't speak English, and you got to go to the youngest kid. They can speak English. Not good, but able to relay a message. Somebody's got to come to the call, man. You just can't sit there and cry. Somebody's got to answer the call of duty. And to give of yourself like that. And now the Pivot podcast, you're being judged. A lot of those the hardcore anti-black, anti-male, a lot of those voices are alive today, and they're going in pretty deep. I think they're going too far. That's me. But they don't care, and they're going to see things one way. And also there's a certain racial baggage that you have to carry, Ryan, that others like Dan Campbell and others like him, they never have to carry this baggage. You're going to be mocked and made fun of. You see on these other YouTube channels, We call names. And I'm sitting up here, I keep up with sports. I said, well, what about when Dan Campbell? Nothing is said. And look, it's not even about him being able to do it. The question is, can men do it? And if men can't do it, why? And they say, what? Everybody cries, right? It's only humans are the ones who produce tears. I could be wrong on that. What was the point in crying? To make ESPN, the people at ESPN feel bad, man. And that's what you mean by immaturity. I'm not even talking about the crying. The fact that you think a corporate bosses don't care, man. They don't care about letting people go. What's the guy got shot in New York, whatever, because he was doing over all the health care and guy family couldn't get health care, so the guy went out. Now he's in jail. And what them people don't. Them people make decisions, man. They don't care nothing about how it affects the people on the bottom. They don't care. And I'm gonna stand on this. This is really look. You want to if you want to be fair. This is really an affirmation because a lot of companies say you don't want to get Negroes. You want to put them in charge of them because they too emotional. Now I don't believe that. But what I'm saying, when you see images like this, they say, yes, see, that's why I can't put them in charge of nothing. Because when it's time to swing the hammer, they won't do it. And you're gonna have a man, you're gonna have an axe man at a company, man. There's gonna be a guy running around there, some senior president who's been there for 25 years, maybe even 30 years, who doesn't necessarily have a job, but he's the axe man. Everybody knows he's the one that lets you go. They already know. So they know if you had to go see him, who is that? You never really see him, but you see him on your way out the door. He's the one that hands you everything, or she's the one that hands you all of that, goes over everything. You can call this number, might even give you their personal number, but let you know you can't talk. No, you can't talk to the president. No, you can't talk to this person. They're out of town. You know how the game goes. Well, they're out of town. They went to Denver. They went to Denver. Look, they're out of town. And you're gone. And you're gone, man. You're here, you're gone. You got to make it. And it's dog eat dog. And a man who has an openly emotional expression, perhaps on the steps of Hollywood, that's acceptable. Maybe the man who cries because he's won some award or he's achieved a goal. And it's on the steps of Hollywood. In mainstream America, it's acceptable. But when you start talking about uh, Buffalo Wild Wings and sports bars and barbershops and uh, uh, parks, it's unacceptable to cry, even if you're hurt. I've seen people spraying. I've seen all types of injuries, bro. Rarely do I see tears. I have seen tears though. I have seen tears. I think with that ankle will get to you. That high ankle sprain, that is an especially excruciating injury. I have seen that, but most of the times you just see somebody in pain with no tears, and you see this Ryan Cart. Uh, I would have said that he's overly invested into that ESPN. I understand why, but all things in. So his opinion, people saying that he was too radical or whatever. I disagree with that. I think ESPN needs that. I think ESPN is making a big mistake. I don't know. They may hire someone else and get it, but you need to have a Ryan Clark type guy. Now, unfortunately for Clark, him and the bosses didn't mesh, and that's where you do have to look at it because the bosses have to want to deal with you too. 'Cause they're the one they're the one that's really standing up for you. You're there because of them. They're getting all of that backlash. They're the one that's going on playing golf, talking to the owners, and the owners are saying, "Hey, there's a guy. I watched this guy. What is the wrong with this radical ass guy? Why is he so radical?" Them the ones that talk to the bosses when they're on those golf courses. All those owners, no, see, and that's what I'm saying. The owners they could have ones that run Ryan up out of there. All those guys get together and say, "Hey, we don't need that." And believe me, when they see it's a little bit different. When they talk, shit happens. Believe that. The people who keep making this about his positions and stuff, I disagree with that. I think the NFL got tired of him. They're headed in a different direction. They got Disney there. In this age of Trump and MAGA, I think they just want to they want to have their point of view. They don't want they don't want any pushback. For now, they just want to have their point of view. So when they come in with a one-sided point of view, they want that to be the point of view. They don't care if it's racist. They don't care if it's unfair. They just don't want no pushback. And that's what this signal is to Ryan. It's also a signal to the people they hire again. Tread careful. Tread careful, because there won't be a whole lot of this calling out these people. And the NFL know who they hire, man. The NBA knows who they hire. They know that. It's not even about knowing sports. That's boring. If that was the case, nobody would watch any of those shows. If you put a bunch of sports geeks on TV and their stats, and they're full of stats and no personality, their personality's dry, but they could tell you all stats, what's the probability and this and who shooting percentages, nobody would watch. So they have to have a little personality. So Ryan, for ESPN, what they're saying is he's not for us. Because he keeps saying nobody said he wasn't any good. Well, I don't know. Well, look, I'm gonna tell you something. Pat McAfee, though, I mean, like, not my thing. Somebody likes him. So obviously ESPN is going for him. But no, you asked me about the Pat McAfee show. I've never watched it. I have looked at it when he's had like Nick Saban, because I can't believe. I said, what the hell is Nick Saban talking to Pat McAfee for? So I would listen to the volume. And that's one thing he's got. He's got connects. Now that matters too. He's in the NFL a long time. He knows a lot of people. He can pick up the phone and call someone, and guess what? They can call someone because they got those numbers. Pat probably still got people in the NFL right now and NBA working for him on the side. We just talked about Jaden Daniels. Guess what? Jaden Daniels goes out and puts up a game like that. Average person, most people got to put in a request. It takes time. He probably can call somebody in the locker room. She'll go up to him and say, "Hey, man, Pat, we can do it right here. So we can FaceTime right here if you want to." He already told me he good with that. So that's what I'm saying. He got all of that set up. Ryan could do that. It's going to take time. But society don't allow men to cry, man. And if that means that the life expectancy, is going to be 5 years, or then it'll be 5 years early. Society doesn't allow men to cry. I don't care what you just saw. I don't care what you just saw on TV. I mean, on the pivot. I don't care. I don't know those guys. Most people are saying, what do they try? Yeah, because ultimately, man, these people don't care about you, man. What are you trying to prove? You cried and said you wish you could have, you just want to fit in. That's the worst thing you can say. Well, you ain't supposed to be trying to. People who don't like you ain't supposed to deal with those people, man. They don't, man, that's the way. You don't change. And he's saying a lot of stuff, but that you don't do that. You don't change because I don't like you, man. Okay, and you should leave me alone then. Well, I don't like you, man. Okay, well, you go your way, I'll go mine. Fuck you mean change? Change what? That's the worst thing you can do. And like you say, he still got fired. And that's most Negro. See, one thing about Ryan, I'll grant you, Ryan was defending the interest of black people. He was defending their interests. Well, most of the time, it's normally someone who's up there bojangling and thinks he's got a job, and they fire him. They say, "We don't need you either. We don't need you in here telling us we right and agreeing with white supremacy. We don't need you blaming Negroes for everything. If that's what's wrong with the black man, if the reason he wrong, they get rid of them too. And I like that. They go in there and they get rid of them too. They run them out of there too. And Dan Campbell, this just show you the hypocrisy of our country. Dan Campbell got no criticism for crying. I sat there and watched him cry. And like I said, I'll never forget this because he cost me money. I had Detroit. And I said, damn, you can't stop Jaden? And Jaden Daniels clown on them. That man gonna get up there and cry. He's gonna make me cry. Man, I had money on you. I wish I could just cry. Don't work that way. And I said, I knew there'll be no credit. There was no criticism on Dan Campbell. And they going in on Ryan Clark, man. They going in heavy on him. Just they going all day, no stopping. They going in, throwing him under the bus. A man's emotional containment needs to be confined to his household. But even within that, I would say his car. I would say a man you can have a healthy cry if that's what you want to do. You need to go somewhere, find a place, nice place, quiet, park your car, and go through what you got to go through. But after that, you get yourself together and you go forward. I've been fired. The fact that my future plans didn't mean anything, my future plans held no value to them. My future, they could care less. What am I going to do? What about my car? What about where I live? What about, they was like, you need to clean up and leave. And it wasn't even about you got 20 minutes. It was like the sooner the better. And it was always from somebody who, hey man, I'm just telling you what they told me, man. Well, what about, he ain't here. Well, what about this cool person? They ain't here. Best thing to do is get on up out of here, man. You can call, maybe, highly unlikely. That's why you got to go in prepared for this stuff. And that's why you got to keep trying. Like, even though you got this good job, you still getting your resumes, you still trying out what's out the possibilities. Because, you say, well, I'm not going to do, they're going to catch me flat foot. They're not going to catch me like that. I keep up with what's going on. I know what this company's about. And what's sad too, and I hate to say this, is all of these sports personalities, black personalities, who it's like you guys ain't got nowhere else to go. I don't know and get that, man. Like that's it. ESPN, that's the only place to go. These people are millionaires. Y'all don't know how to put your money together. Go down there and talk to BET and see if they'll get you guys a sports show. Oh, you can't get ratings on BET. What then? What's that? Get into something else then. This ain't for you. This sports thing ain't for you. It's not. And of all the men, black men should know better than that crime. Man, they ain't gonna get you nowhere, bro. Don't nobody care. And if you care, you'll make sure it don't happen. You won't go out and get hard boil your brain on drugs. You'll take care of yourself. So to some degree, it's piling on Ryan Clark. It's piling on this brother. All his his partners, man. Man, everybody can, it don't work that way, man. Somebody got to have their feet on the ground, man. You can't be in a room and all three people cry, man. Come on. Fuck that, man. This ain't even no like no thug talk. I'm just being for real. I don't care if you in college, man. That maybe if you in high school, maybe junior high, and you get cut from the football team, and two of your friends still on the team, and they, y'all at that age because y'all like 13, 14. I could see all three of you guys crying, playing your video games in a room, and y'all boys, and the coach just don't like you, and he cut you from the team. I can see all three, but grown men don't work that way, man. It don't work. And society don't allow men to cry. But I think we're in a new world now with the feminine influence now. I think that we see that's why I might be wrong because I think we've turned the corner on that. And because of this new approach, I think a lot of people identify with Ryan's tears in a way that maybe I'm wrong about. Maybe I'm wrong about it. I think a lot of people agreed with his crying. Like the stream, brother. Said depends on why you're crying, the gut wrenching things, life flipping events that have been traumatizing. That's okay to cry. But let everybody down or bad outcome, you shouldn't be crying. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta control your emotions, man. And even that coach, the coach for Detroit, that's putting too much. He overdoing it. I mean, it's not to say you don't care. It's not to say you don't care about winning or losing or your job, but still, what is crying gonna do? If Jaden Daniels, if you can't defend Jaden Daniels and he keeps beating you and scrambling out the pocket and moving the football and completing the pass and touchdown, and then you turn around and touchdown, and this a game you're supposed to win by 17 and a half points, and you down going into the third quarter, it's what was it, 35 to like 3, and you at home in front of the TV cameras and you predict to go to the Super Bowl and you get beat, you still can't cry, man. I mean, he did now, but I'm just saying, what is that going to do? That ain't going to stop. That ain't going to make Jaden Daniels stop running touchdowns. And he did that to them, bro. Didn't he do that last year? He did. He did that. He didn't do it to the Eagles. Well, yeah, if he gets in the playoffs, that dude is. But he didn't play like that. He played for Herm Edwards, and they almost beat USC. I remember that. But somebody fumbled. But he played. He's off and on guy. But anyhow, and another thing that he didn't have to worry about because of the racial aspect, Dan Campbell was not criticized. Look at they're dragging Ryan Clark. They are dragging this brother, laughing at him, making fun of him. And I said, he ain't the only. I said, in sports, keep watching, man. Them dudes will start balling at a press conference. Didn't wasn't Jerry Jones on there? Well, how old is Jerry Jones? How old wasn't Jerry Jones about 3 years ago crying or whatever, Detroit? I mean, Dak Prescott put up another horrible game. That man was in tears at his age. I didn't anybody question his manhood or call him a name. I didn't see anybody do that, but they're doing that to Ryan Clark. What was that game, Jerry Jones? I saw that too. I thought it was pathetic. Jerry Jones was crying, talking about he's not got all day and stuff. Here it is right here. Right there on Google. Jerry Jones. Emotional Jerry talks family. There he is right here crying. Yeah. Giants made him cry. Yeah. There's a picture of him right here. Big picture of him in tears. Now, what is it? Is it football? How old is Jerry Jones, too? What's Jerry Jones' age? How old is Jerry Jones? 83 years old. So we talking about an 80-year-old man. An 80-year-old man cried. He cried. And I didn't see people going over the top on him. Where is that? And I knew that when this Ryan, I said they gonna go too far with it on Ryan. They're a black man. They're gonna make a big deal about him, and he's black, and they don't want a black man, and they do this all the time, man. But can a man cry, or should a man cry? I hope not. You a man out there? I hope you don't, man. I hope you use that as a. You look at the Ryan Clark situation, and you learn from that, and you say, "Man, ain't no way." You should say that to yourself, man. Just say that. Ain't no way. I'll never let that happen to me. And you think twice about this stuff, man. All this stuff can be gone. All this stuff you got can be gone tomorrow, man. Don't fall in love with things like that. Look at this right here. There go Jerry Jones. He's sitting up there at 80 years old. 80 years old, Jerry Jones sitting up there crying. No criticism. Ryan Clark, he cries. It's a big deal to people. People want to they want to make a big deal. Ain't that something, bro? Black man, bro. Black man, no matter what he does, he lays on his front, he's wrong. Back, he's wrong. Ain't that something? Jerry Jones sitting up there crying. Nobody questioned him as a man. Nobody said that it was a bad thing. He's crying. He's crying. Other men have done it. That's like I said, other men have done this. Other men have gotten in their feelings and bawled out. And Ryan Clark, he's the latest, but this is not uncommon. There you go. Professor said crying is natural. But Professor, this is the problem though. Miss Professor, this is the problem. Women, I don't, you know what? I'm gonna be for real. I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know what women think about a crying man in the sense of a 26-year-old woman, how she sees the world and how she looks at, say, a professional athlete who is in tears because he's torn out his knee or he got cut from a team. I wouldn't even know, man. I'm serious. I wouldn't know. I would think it would be a bad thing, but who knows, right? You got Jerry Jones. He's got grandkids. He's crying. And see, another thing, as a black man, you're really not afforded an opportunity to be. There's certain aspects that you're not allowed to really process. You're not really allowed to process when you look at Jerry Jones because he's rich. No, let's be for real. Because he's a billionaire, people afford him a right to cry. Because ultimately it'll be brought down to money and how much money. And then Dak Prescott, he's got to absorb that contract, and his quarterback is lousy. so so to some degree he's allowed to cry, but um, one has to wonder about it though, man. And yeah, and Ryan Clark, we got. Hey, guess what, Ryan? This is still America, brother. You got to take the hit. You are a black man, and you crying. So the other guys got a pass. They're not going to give you one. They're not going to give you a pass. They gave Jerry Jones a pass, Dan Campbell a pass. They're not going to give you a pass, brother. They're not going to give you a pass. And this is this is where we are, man, with this stuff, man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. And that goes into what Ryan and Fred and the Chowder guy, what those guys gotta understand, you still three black men. You can't show weakness like that. You cannot cry. You're gonna be treated unfair. You're gonna receive a lot of injustice, but you gotta stand up on it. You're leaders. You can't crumble, man. You cannot crumble under the weight of racism. It can't break you like that. You it can't break you like that. You got to be stronger than that. Like the stream, bro. You're not gonna get the same treatment that Jerry Jones got. They're not gonna treat you the same. Jerry, look at that's Jerry Jones right there balling. That's Jerry Jones balling right there, balling. But because he got money, and that's really what it is, and plus he don't work for nobody. He's a part of the NFL. He don't work for the NFL. He's an NFL owner. That in itself, God is respect. See, the crying, if you're crying from a position of need, that's a different thing. If your tears are because you need something, you need a job, you need a break, it's not going to be processed like a Jerry Jones cry. Jerry Jones cry was just frustration with being able to get a Super Bowl and him getting older and he might die before that happens. But it had nothing to do with the money and all of that. He's got the money. He's got the success. So his scrutiny of him really won't be. It's not even the same thing, man. And that's what Ryan, by them crying from a position of need, a black man crying almost in the way that he got fired, it's going to be processed. Whether he likes it or not, it's going to be processed as weakness. So I mean, he can disagree. You can disagree all you want to. It's going to be looked upon as that's weakness. The Jerry Jones things won't be looked the same. It's just not going to be looked at the same way. And society has don't deemed it deemed it a man can't cry no matter what happens to him. Men are not supposed to cry. And it's not fair. It's not fair at all. And we haven't even got to the women aspect of how it's perceived by females. You know, they do have an influence. We haven't even got to that. But a lot of people would say that's why, you gotta be careful hiring in certain jobs, man, because you gotta keep your emotions out of this stuff. They put that on Michael Jordan. They put that on Michael Jordan. Remember Michael Jordan? They were saying that, that's why he couldn't run a team. That's why they had to fire Michael. When they fired Michael, they had to take their emotions out of it. They was like, yeah, Mike, you came to Washington, you've done everything we've asked you to do, including getting on the court. You got out there, you was playing basketball and working hard for the Wizards. Now you was ready to come back to the job, and we had to let you go because from a business standpoint, we don't feel that you're helpful for us. And Michael cried and left. And this is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's just the way it is, man. The crying, you got to go without it. Not saying it doesn't bother you. And in this society, that stuff is promoted so that really you're going to have another wave of Ryan Clarks and those guys, and they're going to be beholden, and they got to stand up for themselves, man. You got to just be stronger than that. When you look at Jerry Jones, like I said, our society is not going to judge him the same way. Is it fair? I don't see a difference between Ryan Clark and Jerry Jones, but society sees a difference because of his age and his why he was crying. He wasn't crying because somebody was denying him something. He was crying because he made a bunch of bad decisions, interfering with the football operations. He made a bunch of bad decisions interfering with football operations. And that's what he was crying about, the result of that. He was upset about he can't win a football game because he can't pick talent. So that's how people looked at that. Let me see what's up, man.
Not much. What's up with you?
Yeah, go ahead. You got something to add?
Honestly, guy, I think it's. I mean, I'm starting off the thing negative, so y'all gonna hate, but I think it's just kind of phony. I don't know if I buy the idea that this man is like deeply hurt over the ESP. He could be. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't know if I really buy the idea that he was hurt over the firing.
Mhm.
I think it was just mostly just ESPN doing what they normally do. It's if you're a gamer like me, you understand what's happening right now with a lot of like bigger gaming companies. They're like cutting a whole bunch of companies that are just not making them the premium amount of money. And the people trying to make this out to be a race thing, it's not. Like
Well,
Stephen A.
Ryan Clark has made it out into a race thing.
Yeah, well, him too. Yeah, like like I think it's kind of like ridiculous for him to say like the guy has like always had laughably bad takes. Stephen A. Smith has probably more laughably. I mean, there's no probably here. He has 20 times the laughably bad takes of him, and he's still on ESPN. It's just a money thing. I think they more than likely just cut him because he didn't make enough money as the other guys. Like, there's a bunch of people that are there's a bunch of people that are on ESPN that got cut that just honestly didn't add much to the revenue that they wanted. Like, shoot, I mean, people talk about Jason Whitlock all the time. That dude is a coon as all I know. That dude is literally Calvin from Django, but it just like he got fired too. So it's like if you need somebody to just tell you exactly what you want to hear and just like tap dance for like the white man, I guess like I don't even like saying that, but let's just say he's that. I mean,
Well,
let's just like
well,
yeah.
but how's that going to be in America in 2026? How can you have everybody with the same opinion on these sports shows?
You don't. But what my opinion is that you know it's not a race thing. It's just they cut the losses. I could be wrong on how genuine he actually felt because sometimes like people like sometimes when stuff will happen to people suddenly, and then their emotions just can't take it, and then they cry in response. It could be that, but I think at least my gut is telling me it's not really real. I think he feels some type of way about the firing, but I don't know if it's necessarily the same as him crying about it. Like like as far as like platforms, he's easily one of the biggest like platformed like black like sports analysts out there. So like I don't know if I really
Yeah,
buy it.
but I mean, he was hurting,
I
and he
mean,
was
maybe.
calling. What are you Gen Z, right?
No.
Okay, he's what 34, something like that.
Hmm.
I don't know how old is Ryan. I
That's a
don't know.
good question. I mean, he looks older than that, but he might be 34.
That's Gen Z, right?
I think Gen Z is younger. If I'm not mistaken.
No,
Or maybe I'm getting it wrong. Maybe I'm getting it wrong. Hold up.
that's what you guys do, though. You're Gen Z, like you guys cry when things don't go the way you want. You guys cry. He's a millennial. Is that it? But
Yeah, he's a
that's
millennial. Yeah, he's a millennial. Generation Z spans the birth years of 1997 to 2012.
okay. So what you millennial?
Yeah, millennial.
Yeah, that's what you guys do. You guys cry. Whenever things don't go your way, you guys don't try to find a better way to do it. You guys cry about it. You guys
That's a
produce tears.
that's a
No, no,
millennial.
no, no. See, that's what I'm saying, man. This is what, and that's what I mean. And this is not really a good topic for me because I actually like Ryan and I understood what he was putting up with. But no, man, you cannot cry, man. And that you cannot go up there and cry and wipe your eyes and your buddies cry and they're not there to help you. So you cry because they cry and all three of you guys, three black men are crying. But then again, they're millennials or whatever. That's what you guys do. You guys don't understand what it is to be a man.
Uh, I don't want to bring this out to a rabbit hole or like a conspiracy theory, but I almost guarantee you, if I were to do like a tally up, like a basis of 9 times out of 10, 90% of people that are crying on social media just want pity. Like somebody like put in the comments, and I'm not like taking the credit for them. Like it's something I've actually agreed with for a long time. 90% of the people who like cry on social media a lot of times just want pity. Like, are there times when people are like legitimately and then they're crying stuff like that? Like, I made fun of Terrell Owens like plenty of times for the the cow. That's my quarterback speech, but I don't think he was like faking. Like 9 times out of 10, it's for views. Like especially nowadays, like the fact that he did an interview and like an entire interview about how like he felt slighted and stuff like that after the Twitter feud and stuff like that. Like I get it, understandably so. I would feel slighted too, but I don't know if I necessarily buy the tears and stuff like that. Like you know, he just has to make it seem that way. I think because it just gets more views. Because the alternative is that he does the sour grapes routine, and nobody likes sour grapes.
Man, he always crying.
I mean, maybe. What's up?
No, no, no. What's up? Yeah, he always crying. Like he's just a sensitive dude. Like some dudes are just sensitive.
Yeah, like,
Everything, every situation, you speak to him a certain type of way. He highly emotional. Damn near like a woman.
let me ask you a question, and I'm not even trying to like trap you or nothing like that. Have you ever gotten a fight, like a real fist fight, and then like you literally cry, like while you're fighting? I was like, like that's not a gotcha question, but I've done that a
That's a
bunch.
simp. That's a simp.
Yeah, yeah, nah, I ain't never got. I seen my cousin go through. Like he
Because
was so mad, he wanted to fight this guy so bad, and everybody was holding him back. Where he started to cry because he was so frustrated. Like, yo, I'm tired of this. Like, I
No,
really want to fight.
if you cry while you fight, you're a simp. I've
Not
seen
while
that.
you fighting, trying to fight. Like
I,
he really trying to
I've
get
seen
something.
in the midst of a fight, I've seen a guy produce tears,
Yeah.
and the whole
that's the
fight,
thing with me.
he was
Like
crying.
like certain people are
How you
pacifists.
sip though, Black?
Yeah,
How you
yeah.
sip?
Certain people are pacifists. I mean, wow, pacifist. I couldn't get that word out. That doesn't necessarily people just can't fight or a simp. It just sometimes means like the emotions are a little bit too much for them at the moment. Like mild mannered people, like for the most part, when they get off the rails, a lot of times it's just too much for them because they're just not used to getting off the rails. That doesn't necessarily make them a simp. So more than likely, it could. I mean, it could have been genuine. I just don't know if I buy it.
What do you think
Like,
about those 3 black men crying? You saying it's all performative?
What's Three Black Men?
Ryan and the pivot
Oh,
podcast.
you're talking about Crowder, Channing
Yeah.
Crowder, like that. Now, I could buy the idea that they were trying to be like supportive, and they probably felt emotional too. Like, understandably so. Like that could have happened. But with the Ryan Clark thing, like, I don't know, man. It's just like most of the time that people do this, they just want pity. Like, if I've ever, okay, I'm speaking for myself here, so maybe he's different from me. If I've ever gotten emotional in public, I just kind of want to excuse myself. I'm just like, bro, like, leave me to my own devices. Like, I think 9 times out of 10, people just kind of want pity.
Is something wrong with that?
When you're faking tears, I think that's a problem.
No, I'm saying if somebody wants pity.
It depends on how the way you're going about it. Faking
Well,
tears, absolutely, I
that
would say that's
that
a problem.
that could be manipulation on low too. You know that, right, Platt?
Yeah, it's like I don't.
uh, okay. Well, no. Well, first of all, man, this is a different world for me. And I mean, but these guys, like you say, millennial or whatever, Gen Z, all of these guys, they want to cry. They don't want to be men. They want to sit around and cry.
I wouldn't make it a
No,
generational thing. All men, like I think
Joy,
grown men.
when they fail with their relationships,
Yeah.
they want to go cry,
Hey, Platt,
or they want to go commit some type of crime. And that's what I'm saying.
I agree,
These guys don't want to be men,
but I don't
and
make
I hate
it.
to say it about Ryan. I mean, you have to be a man out here, man. It's tough out here, man.
But
It's
Platt,
it's hard out here.
it
So
is. I
you
don't
don't
make
have
it.
time to sit around and cry in your hand, man.
I don't make it a generational thing though, Platt, because if we want to talk about it, the older guys, the blue boomers and the Gen X niggas, those the most sensitive niggas in the world.
Yes.
Like
Oh my God. Like,
that's
how
where
many?
all the R&B songs and I'm in my
Do
feelings and my heart hurt and yeah, those the softest niggas in the world.
the thing about it, it's actually the Gen Z ones that come across as like sociopathic because
Exactly.
like oh my God, there's like, okay, I remember when my nephews, nieces, younger sisters, younger brothers, they were growing up, right? They were the super emotional ones, stuff like that, super emotional ones, so like super emotional. Once they got to high school, it don't matter if you threaten to kick them out. It don't matter if you struck them. It don't matter if you told them, hey, be back to the house at this time. It don't matter if you be like, hey, why did you steal from this dude? So if they got in trouble and you ask them what's the problem, they be like, I don't know. Oh, okay. Well, you grounded for like 3 months. Okay. Like they're the most stoic individual I've ever seen in my life. Like Gen Z just doesn't care. Like 9 times out of 10, you can't get them emotional. I think it has something to do with probably people are just a little bit more isolated now, so they don't really seek help from others. They just kind of find it pointless. More than likely, I'm more than likely I'm guessing that's what it is. But
I just think that right now, this man right here, him, Ryan Clark, he's just the emotional dude. Like certain dudes just wear their heart on their sleeves. And this is years of him doing this. This ain't the only time he been crying. He always crying. He always acting like he this freedom fighter. He's super pro black man. And they just let his dumb ass go. Like, dude, get it popping on your own. You got your own platform you got going on. Get it popping over there with them
yeah, get
instead
it
of
popping over there.
crying.
Like you
Like,
don't
damn.
like understandably so. ESPN is like one of like the higher tier things that people like hold high and dear. But it's an organization just like anything else. It's literally backed by Disney, and Disney just don't give a like. Okay, if I had to put an equivalent that where most people can understand, because most people just be like, oh, okay, Marvel this, Marvel that. What's a good example? Okay, I got a perfect example. Disney right now is like it's like LexCorp. If you know anything about DC Comics, right? The man is like the people at the top are way too focused on making money or just certain stuff that they just want to like slurp that anything else outside of that they just don't care about. So it's a powerful company. It's a powerful company, but when you understand that ESPN takes up such a small percentage of Disney's revenue itself, they can just give a flying fladu. I mean, I'm not trying to say f a flying like fag about like Ryan
What?
Clark. Like
Brother, this guy. Bro, I would have preferred you said the other F. This guy. Man, what's going on, bro?
I tried to censor myself, but you get what I mean. Let's just say like flying F word. Like
Okay, let's go with that.
so yeah, like they don't care. Like at a certain point they just make too much money. So they just don't care. They just cut things, they just don't make a lot of money.
I
People
don't
get
know how
fired
much
every day,
if
man.
okay, Disney paid $3 billion for NFL Network and added it to ESPN. And they doing a shakeup. Okay. I know now the guy's crying, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a bad decision. Man, look, I'm saying I understand. See, this is the thing. I understand what he's talking about. They got rid of the man because he's black. They fired the man because they did. They didn't like his opinion.
He was doing too much.
Wait, what you
But
mean?
They still
If
need
I-
somebody down there like that, though. It don't have to be him. They need need someone who's not afraid, bro.
But no, you watch your mouth, boy. You watch your mouth when you're on that platform talking to that talking to that white man
like what,
You
I don't
can't be
think
up
we
there
got
you can't be up there discrediting that man. Just be, oh, you ain't never.
Oh yeah, well that ain't gonna fly.
Watch your mouth, boy.
man, like
Get back
okay,
in that,
like
get
Joey,
back in
we
that
don't
shed, boy.
we don't
All right, go
have to
ahead.
do that. Stephen A. Smith has terrible takes, and he calls out people.
He's whatchamacallit. He's Steven.
Well, I mean, probably, but my thing is,
No. Stephen A. Smith is a Steven. That nigga is. Stop, pull your pants up. Stop smoking weed.
well, no. Hear me out.
Black
When I
people
see
gotta pull yourself up by the bootstrap. He one of them type guys. So Ryan, even though he did incorporate him into even his platform, he still wasn't conforming to what Stephen A. Smith was doing. You feel what I'm saying? If he was
here's my thing, though. Look,
if he was turning into Stephen A. Smith, I guarantee you he wouldn't have got fired or laid off or whatever. I guarantee he'd still be there.
Well, Joe, I'm saying like I agree with you. Listen, when you say he's a Steven, right? And I said probably, I'm not saying that just for the simple fact that like just giving him the benefit of the doubt. I know he's a Steven. It's just that the simple fact that I was trying to get from point A to point B, so I just said probably. My thing is like legit, like he is a Steven, but the fact of the matter is it's all money. Stephen A. Smith, like he hoteps, he tap dances, he says the most egregious things ever, and he calls out the players like he's actually going to do something to other players. The fact of the matter is he just makes money. Like if Hotep or being a tap dancer was just like all you needed, then Jason Whitlock would have still had a job. Like it's at a certain point where it's like it's just simply money. He just makes more money because he does all those things. He has crazy.
Yeah, but Disney. Anytime these companies take over another business, another station, they reshape it into what they want it to be. Now, the guy, whatever, I don't even know this guy's name. The two guys that's on NFL Network, there used to be a young lady on there. It was two white guys, a young lady, and a black dude. And they've replaced, she went somewhere, and the black guy who was on there, he went somewhere. But the other two guys, they're still there. Those guys are fans. But when I first watched it, I didn't get it, but then I understood what NFL wanted to do. They want a fan perspective. They want guys who are still looking at the football games, right around the age within the player's age, and they wanted the way they saw football. And so when it would be Good Morning Football, they would come on and talk about, their favorite teams and talk from their perspective. They do that. Normally the black dude is normally a athlete or whatever. But what I'm saying, they really ain't trying to get, they want a fan's perspective on that Good Morning Football show. And then maybe later on inside the NFL, you'll have the experts come on, whichever one you pick them, they change them up all the time. Merle Hodge, what's the brother from Philadelphia? Jaws, somebody like him. Yeah. So then he's more or less going to break it down from the way a football person would look at the game. But that stuff in the morning, that's just for fun. That's all that. They be playing Pictionary and shit like that. guess what I've just, guess what I'm holding and stuff. They just up there having fun. So Ryan, and I said, how did Ryan wind up getting on a platform with that guy? Because that guy, yeah, that's what that guy, like he said, you didn't play. No, that guy hadn't played, but that's what he's been doing for years. And he's well paid too.
Yeah, he well paid.
Yeah. So like,
It was something that happened off the screen. They said too, Platt, but he was kind of speaking on it, but he tried to act like he ain't try to like turn up on the guy and he apologized. I hate a nigga that's always apologizing and crying. Like, bro, pick yourself up. Like, stop, man. That's the one thing I don't like, Platt. Like, guys like Ryan, like, bro, stop the bitching, man. Like, okay. It's cool,
the people they taking it too far. They making it like it's always like this. Like anytime like a black position in power, and then Twitter get a hold of it, especially Black Twitter, they always go like off the damn rails and act like a damn fool. Like they do the thing where they just assume that it's all race and just like, oh, this was a travesty, stuff like that. They took the Nick Bosa thing, and then they was like, oh, okay, this is clear as day that it's like, ran by like dude, Nick Bosa is not like the CEO of ESPN. Like he can say whatever he wants. It doesn't have like anything to do with like the heads of ESPN. And Disney particularly is not believe it or not, understandably so, that like they do the whole like monopolization thing. But Disney is not for the sake of this argument, like racist like company. Like they will hire black people, like foreign people, brown people all the dang time, especially to fill quotas. So I don't think it has anything to do with it. It's just simply they just trying to make money.
Man,
this nigga just in his feelings. That's all.
Yeah, I don't even want to fill quotas. They don't have no shit like that's illegal. They don't have no shit. No,
Are you saying
there are no racial quotas at Disney?
How do you know that?
Well, it's illegal.
No, it's illegal to hire somebody specifically. I'm sorry. It's illegal to hire somebody specifically because of their race over somebody else who's more qualified. That's discrimination. But to have those quotas is not illegal.
They don't have quotas at Disney.
Okay, well, how do you know that?
I know they don't.
Based on what?
They do not have a racial.
Do you understand the problem?
We got to have 10 black people work the park. Oh, we only got 4 because everybody else went to school. Well, let me go. We need to find 6. They don't have no shit like that over there, man.
I mean, I don't know.
Do you know how many people want to work there?
A lot of people. Yeah.
They don't have to worry about no shit like that. They got more than they need. And
yes,
if you get hired there, you can do the job. They don't have no damn racial.
I think
that's also we're getting into that white supremacist, the stuff that they be saying.
No, I'm not doing the. I'm not doing the.
They do not have that. I'm telling you, they don't have that.
Hear me out. I'm not doing.
Now, if you know somebody, but it's every man for himself. There's a lot of money, and a lot of people want to work there, and they have a lot of jobs.
Okay, hear me out.
A lot of jobs. A lot of people when they go to school, they get the Mickey Mouse. I mean, you know how much motherfucking money that is?
Okay.
There don't be no $5 an hour.
Right. So
no, they don't do that. I'm saying don't do that. Look, the Ryan Clark thing, they don't like him. They got rid of him. We'll see who they hire behind them. Right.
Okay. But my thing is, I think you misconstrued. You misconstrued what I was trying to say. My thing is, I'm not doing the white supremacist thing. Like, oh, it's DEI, this. Like, those dudes are in their own headspace. They're constantly doing that just for some fact that they're racist, and they don't want any representation anywhere, right? But the fact of the matter is, most companies,
if they do that, if ESPN goes into the year with Stephen A. and maybe some dude that some guest, what's the Kendrick Perkins.
Yeah.
That's it. That's their lineup for sports.
Yes.
That's gonna hurt them.
Understandably so.
That's gonna hurt them by doing that's gonna hurt them. If they decide to go in like that, that's gonna hurt them. People are not gonna tune in for that.
Okay. Here's my thing. So woke is a term that the black community is familiar with, right? It usually means to like be aware of like
That
social
has
issues.
nothing to do. That woke shit, but that wasn't black people didn't
It
put that
do.
together.
And you like if I finish black, Jesus. My thing is woke is a term that black people are familiar with. It's usually telling you to like be aware of like social injustices and stuff like that. So white people, especially white supremacists, have like bastardized that term into thinking like, okay, woke is anything progressive, and progressive by proxy of stuff that I don't agree with, which is, diversities, let's just say like hiring people that are just like more in minorities and stuff like that. Most companies, for the most part, will hire you if you are of different ethnic stuff like that and stuff like that, simply because, or the simple fact that the more people you have, the more money you make. If you just have more people in that headspace, then that necessarily means like they will just have more money. Now, the one thing I can't prove, and obviously this is the thing that white supremacists is saying hang back on, and I don't like this logic, that they'll say that they'll hire specifically black, Hispanic, or brown people just to fill quotas, and they won't hire more qualified white people for that job. That's something that nobody can ever prove, because I think most of the time they were just pulling from
What,
their
I'm gonna
cheeks
tell
when
you
they said that.
what
But
company
the
said that.
idea my whole point was that the idea
Go
that
ahead.
Disney of all companies would fire specifically Ryan Johnson and other black creators because they're black, I think that's phony. I think that's just something that people like Black Twitter got a hold of, a lot of Redditors got a hold of, and be like, oh, it's a narrative that I can push, so let's just keep doing. Especially the grifter space now, a lot of grifters are trying to push this idea, but I don't think it has anything to do with that. Like Stephen A. Smith, it still has a job. So like legit, like that's what I'm saying. Like that's what the whole reason I brought up the whole quota thing. Like Disney does not do the whole. I mean, at
They,
least from
they
what I'm
don't they
familiar,
don't
does
have
not do the whole.
no, you have to understand Disney, they just don't have to do it. Even though Walt Disney,
Yeah,
um
Walt Disney himself
yeah, yeah,
was racist,
but I'm
but he
saying
said, yeah,
the business, Disneyland, Disney, they just don't have to practice racism, brother. And they
right.
don't have to say, hey, we got 15 jobs available. We only want whites. We only want black. They just don't have to do it. They have enough people who want to work there that they can, even going by the best qualified person, they can still have a diversified display for the world to see. They get a diversified group of people coming to watch. Those mascot outfits, all types of people wear those outfits. It could be a black person in there. It could be a black Minnie Mouse taking pictures with a white third grade class. They don't. I'm saying that they don't go by that. I get what you're saying, but they just don't. Not them. Now, sports, that's different. That ain't even. That's them. They own it, but that's already. They got people assigned to that, so they're trying to appeal to a sports fan, and they they got. See, I'm gonna tell you what's telling, and you can add Jason to this. None of these guys, none of these sports personalities who've been fired, none of them, including Shannon Sharp, none of them have been able to do anything outside of the company. So that's why a company can say, you ain't made us, we made you. You up here talking about you made us. No, we made you. What you gonna do now that you ain't got us? Okay, go ahead and do it. You say you can do it, do it. See, none of them can say that. And that's why I'm saying you see all of these black former sportscasters out, just kicked to the curb. None of them are rebounding. Why is that? Are they waiting for ESPN to hire them? Are they hoping ESPN will bring them back? You have to look at that. So ESPN to a certain degree said we want people who don't need us to work here. We don't want the people who need us to work here. And they can do that. The people who they know, if they didn't bring them into the fold, it would be a competition and cost them money down the long run. So that Pat McAfee, that's an acquirement. They're gonna bring, they want his fans. They got advertisements, Campbell soups and all of that to sell to his fans. Same thing with Stephen A. They believe when you look at it from a fiscal standpoint, he makes them money. Even though he costs a lot, he makes them money. But when they look at those other guys, they're expendable. And now they can go straight for the demographic. Okay, what are we trying to do? We need to increase where? Okay, who we got? We got 35 qualified candidates. Okay, let's take this guy. And this guy, like a Russell Wilson, right? We know he already hired, but you take a guy like Russell Wilson and say, okay, let's bring him on and see how he works out. And then viewership. If that viewership stays up, that's what they go by. So it's up to Ryan Clark, and all the people who are supporting him. We'll see. See, we'll find out in November, if they truly support the pivot. If they just subscribe and they really don't watch him, because we'll see. So they say they want to support Ryan. We'll see. We'll see, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ain't marching for him, Platt. Not like. Sorry to say to Ryan, but bro, you had your run, bro, on ESPN. Get yourself popping, bro. All that crying, and then for what I'm hearing, he had in his contract or his clause or something. He wasn't even supposed to speak on nothing. He's supposed to have been waiting 90 days or something. They could have possibly hired him back, but him running his mouth put his foot in his ass. A little pause, like he should have just kept quiet, chill for a little bit. Then he could have popped out and speak on what's going on or whatever. But you know, he playing the race game and ESPN. They ain't all inclusive with a black man and the way I spoke and this and that. Like, come on, bro, stop, man.
Honestly, I mean, even if they wanted to hire him back, would you really want to have that job again? Like, unless they're paying you like premium dollars,
Yeah.
huh?
ESPN, yeah, he want to be. A lot of these
Yeah,
guys,
no, well, I was asking you specifically, Joey.
yeah, they definitely want to. ESPN with Disney, yeah.
I mean, me personally, I don't think I could ever work for ESPN. Like, okay, you would have to like if you offer me like a pretty decent sized chunk of money, then yeah, I could. My
A
thing
half a
is,
mil.
I don't.
You wouldn't
Yeah,
go for
I
that?
don't. Like, okay, my thing is, I'm really passionate about sports, like my sports takes. I don't like doing the whole Stephen A. Smith where I just have to say the most obscene things possible that don't make any lick of sense just because it gets takes. Like, oh, I don't care how good LeBron is. I don't care how long he plays. He's never going to be better than Jordan. Like that type of stuff. I wouldn't feel comfortable saying it. Right? Of course, you offer me enough money. Like, I mean, sure. I mean, I'll say it all day. But realistically, like if you ain't offering me that much money, I'm just gonna be like, nah. Most of y'all are just saying some dumb stuff just to get clicks. Like I'm just not like most of y'all don't even really watch the games, don't really have any film analysis ability. Like I just
Well, I wouldn't say that, but some of them, if they do that stuff, if it's just for clicks and stuff, eventually amongst their peers, they're going to be exposed. So because they don't really know football, you still have to have
not really. I don't agree with that at all. Like
you have to
I
have
feel like
you have to have an underlying a basis of the game, knowledge of the game. But then, and if you say something like Tom, not yet, Tom Brady was an okay quarterback.
they say stuff like this all the time.
Wait a minute. He was just an okay quarterback. But Drake May, right? That guy. Now they finally got him a quarterback, something like that. People are gonna say, "Well, that's crazy."
But here's the thing, Pat, they say
That's
stuff
what
like that
Ryan was
all
doing
the
too.
time, dude. What was the
like
name
that
of
all
that?
the time. Every now and then they'll say something, but most of them
Yeah,
don't talk like that.
yeah.
Okay, maybe they're not saying this in like a weekly basis. They have to say something like that, but they say stuff like that all the
Well,
time.
but
Like
you can't tell
Tom
them what
Brady
to
said,
say, though. You don't understand. People have a right to their opinion.
right?
Well, it's just the way it is, man. If they get hired, they got a right to their opinion. You don't have to agree with them, but they don't.
Like,
And also, you don't have to assume they just saying stuff. Maybe they truly believe that.
okay, well, I'll make it more simple because maybe the Tom Brady comparison is a little bit much, right? So I'll just use it like this, right? You'll continually have people like let's take Nick Wright. He'll do the thing to where he'll be like, nobody is better than Pat Mahomes, nobody is better than Trevor Lawrence, everybody else sucks, right? He'll do that like on a weekly basis, right? And then you'll just have one simple person that be like, you know what? I think Josh Allen's a top 2 quarterback. He'll just say something like a reasonable thing, and then everybody else will just slander him in the comments. I'm not sorry in the comments. Everybody on the panel will slander him for just having a reasonable take. That happens on a weekly basis. Like it's at a point where like sports analysis is just at a certain point where it's not even laughable at this point. It's just like disgustingly bad. Like that's why you almost never hear me
Hold on.
like.
First of all, that's for you.
Dang.
It's not, and hold up, and that's for you. And this is my opinion, right? That was your opinion. It's what it is. It's. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to talk to the grandmas and the Joe six packs. That's what they're trying to reach. So they're going to have that type of coverage and opinion. Interesting opinion. Except so they don't want to be on the. They ain't really going after the extreme sports fan. They don't want it because they don't want to know that. They can put guys up there who don't do nothing but talk. They can take two coaches. They got the money. They can go find two former coaches just retired and stick them up there and let them talk X's and O's. Nobody wants to see that. No significant amount of people want to see that. There's a small slither of people who do. Most people don't want to see it. They have to spice it up and put a guy in there who's funny and put a fan in there who'll give you crazy picks and that stuff that the NFL Network, that football, good football in the morning or football morning, whatever they call that stuff, good morning football. That's the type of show that they want. They want it to be just what it is. But I see them dudes. You guys seen that stuff. They go to the Super Bowl. Them guys be out there playing flag football. Them ain't no athletes, man. They're just out there having fun. Sometimes they'll have it'll be them against the mascots of the team they're playing against. It's just for entertainment and fun. I'm saying Ryan went off on the dude. Now, Ryan can say what he wants, but see, he don't understand. That dude no more. See, this is where Ryan made a mistake, and this is any business. You got to know who that other person knows. You probably are smarter than them. You're better than them. But do you have the connects they have? Because if you don't know that and you go off on them, that's who they get to cry to.
But Platt, he got the notoriety.
They have the ear. They have the ear of the boss. Do you have the ear of the boss?
But he got the notoriety. I don't understand.
No, but the other guy got the ear of the boss.
But if you got that
No,
notoriety,
that dude been there a long time. They like him, man. They like him when they go somewhere. The people on the top, they like him. He gets invited to go with them. Like he said, Ryan Clark said, I don't get to sit at them tables.
and
He's over there having lunch, having dinner with the execs. Their wives know each other. Yeah, you have to be careful with that. That was a mistake, Ryan. When you went into that dude like that, went off on that dude, that's a mistake. That was a mistake, brother.
But I don't get it. Just me, Platt. I just think all this crying and whining, it ain't called for it for me. I understand that man lost his job, but Ryan, you got another platform, bro. Build your shit up. You got your thing popping with your guys over there. Y'all shouldn't be boohoo and crying. You should be stoic. Like, man, listen, they did what they did. Let's get it popping over here. I got my takes. I'm still gonna talk my stuff. You know what I'm saying? You can do all your race baiting, whatever.
I don't agree with he's doing that.
He
has an opinion. I don't agree that that's race baiting. So they're saying that if you disagree, you're race baiting.
No,
so
but
you could say the same thing to the people who on the other side. I don't agree that he was a race baiter.
No, he was.
I think he was.
Everything was about race, Platt. Everything he brought up was about black and white, and it was like it get to a point where it's like, okay, Ryan, we get it, bro. We get it. I even heard him a couple times. I'm like, damn, bro, how you incorporate race into that?
But yeah, I think he's race baiting too. Like he's like at a certain point, we have to start giving people the benefit of the doubt, like they don't know better. Like, come on, dude. Like, how long have you been a sportscast announcer, dude? People have been getting dropped left and right since 2020. It had nothing to do with race. So at a certain point,
I like Max Kellerman. I'm mad they dropped him. I'm like, man, he used to be cooking Stephen A. Smith. And look where he is.
I can see a company wanting to go in a different direction. I can see that, and it caught him off guard. But now he's woke up, and he got to deal with the real world. Them guys been cut. Fred, I don't know the other guy, but I can go look it up. Did Fred retire or did they get cut? Did he get cut? Did he go one of these teams? And they basically told him, we're not going to, if you come out, we're going to have to do it. Guy just retires. Yeah, guy just, instead of coming out, he just retires. So I don't know. And they didn't want to, most of these guys, they don't like a Barry Sanders. They don't retire with gas left in the tank. They retire when they can't play anymore. So they retire. They accept the team said he can't. You look at a Russell Wilson, they say you ain't gonna make a roster. So that the guys just go ahead and retire. But they still trying to play.
He multi. They already set. He was already set up for even after football. Most guys be already lined up and set after football or basketball. What they next career path gonna be in the league or something like that. So yeah, most of them guys, if you leave it to them, they'll keep playing until they damn near 50 years old. But nah, you gotta leave sometime. You gotta leave.
Look at LeBron. Look at LeBron. If Philly, when training camp start and Philly, he don't mesh with Philly, and the coach looking at him, and he don't, he's only getting $4 million. He ain't running, and the coach said, "Man, you know what? I think we better off without LeBron." And the coach cut him. You think LeBron gonna cry?
Hell no. He gonna be on another super team.
It might be too late though, because they've already got their roster.
I mean, yeah, but LeBron, I think he gonna be a second coach on the court. I think, me personally, he gonna be balling a couple days, a couple nights. But he ain't gonna be up there trying to do what BJ and all the rest of the Maxi and all them dudes doing. I don't think he gonna be out there moving like that. He old. Me and Brian the same age. Like he old. But he ain't gonna be complaining and whining and crying. Like you ain't see LeBron cry. Like I don't know, Platt. Maybe it's just me, but I don't like seeing black men sparking up a stream or going on podcasts and be boo-hooing. Like, nigga, tighten up, bro. Like,
it just looks performative, like nothing.
Just go in the bathroom, go in your room, go in the car, let it out. I'm not saying no man can cry. Now, I want people to listen to this. Joey not saying men can't cry. Yes, men can cry. Men can express their feelings, yes. But do that in the lonesome of your house, your space where you can just let it all out. Sometimes men can let it out. Platt and Ryan need to let it out. But you up there, I really put my all into my family and my friend, like my community. Come on, bro. Save that shit some other time, man. Like, what you want to, like, him? I forgot the other guy name that be crying all the time. Like, I just don't like seeing black men cry like that. Like, I don't know. I don't think it sound like this, but
I think it's certain celebrities have a point when they say something like, a lot of times people will say something if I do something the right way, the wrong way. It's like no real way to do things. They are right technically. It's just that, like for me, 9 times out of 10, I just don't enjoy crying a lot of the times for a lot of celebrities because I know a lot of them are just very performative. Like that's why I just don't really do the whole like oh he's crying, oh this is the emotional moment. Like so, like certain moments, like I can buy that I think are genuine. Like certain people like they'll get an Oscar or they'll get a Grammy and then they'll like bust into tears. Like so, like sometimes I'll be like, okay, yeah, maybe it is, but certain times I'm just like, yeah, like I don't know, I don't know if I buy it. Like
hey, Garris, you're right. Yeah, when them type when they get awards, like how people made the meme with Jordan crying when he got his award, stuff like that. I can understand. Like, all right, that's the emotional moment. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you feel like people doing you wrong and all that, like, bro.
I think the pivot. I think what you saw with those guys is 3 black men, former athletes. I'm jumping out there. I don't know about the Chowder guy, but all of them are millionaires, probably multi-millionaires, and they all cried, man, in front of America, and they're going through it. I'm saying they're dragging them on the internet for doing that. And I knew that was going to happen. I don't know how come they didn't know that would happen. They're dragging them. And we're talking about football. Football is a tough man sport. You get hit hard, you can't go on the sideline and cry. You can't. I'm talking about you get racked up. You don't get a chance to go to the sideline and cry. You gotta grin and take it, man. You gotta be a tough guy. And I'm saying, I'm looking at Dan Campbell for Detroit. He cried and he wasn't criticized. And Jerry Jones, he's 80. He cried and he didn't criticize. But I'm looking at him drag Ryan, and this is racial to a certain degree. And I get it. No, I'm not agreeing that he should cry because he got fired. But he also has to. They need to understand this still is the society we live. The society we live in is going to be unforgiving for them as black men, and they're showing a weakness that black men simply don't have the liberty to afford. They just don't have that, man. You cannot cry. It's like slavery. What you gonna do? Cry, man? That whip hurt. So what you gonna do? Cry about it? They gonna stop them from whipping you?
I mean, for me, it just don't have anything to do with race for me. Like Joey just brought up the Jordan thing, and I don't like when he cried that time. I thought it was genuine, so I didn't really care. Like you brought up Dan Campbell. I think in that one it was probably because they had lost the NFC Championship, and I think in his mind he knew
What
it
they
was
gotta do
over.
with it?
Huh?
What they gotta do with it?
I mean, it's way different context. Somebody like losing their chance, like one of their only chances to make the Super Bowl. Yeah, that would get people in tears. Like, just look at how many black players were crying on the sidelines when they lost that AFC Championship game to the Chiefs. It was a lot of players. So, like, realistically, that gets people very
Like I
emotional.
said, those are what, a bunch of millennials, right?
I mean, I guess, yeah,
Yeah,
but what does that have to do with anything?
you guys, you guys are a bunch of simps. You guys sit around and cry anytime things don't go your way.
Oh
Just a
boy,
bunch
his
of
guy
simps,
goes
Platt.
trolling.
I think you're
I
right,
can't be
Platt.
taking him seriously.
Platt is right. Platt is right because I'm a Gen Xer, and my pops told me, "You cry to God. You don't never let nobody see you cry."
I think that's bogus. You can let people see you cry. Certain
Yeah,
certain
because that's
times
how
you just
y'all was
gotta.
taught.
You you
That's how y'all were taught,
you
man.
you you
It
gonna
was
you gonna
weak.
cry at a funeral. You gonna cry like if your
Why you
kids.
think? Why you think we wear shades at funerals? When my
Ninja, shut
You
up.
you still
Ninja, we
gonna
just
cry, good
mentioned
brother.
Jordan.
Come
Jordan is
on,
not a
bro.
millennial. I mean, he is not a Gen Z, and he still cry. What the hell are you guys talking about?
I said Gen X. I said, but
Jedex.
and
Yeah.
I'm a Gen X. But Jordan, I mean, he did what he did. But you know what I'm saying? Most men ain't gonna show you. Our age ain't gonna show you no tears, bro.
Yeah, sure they will. A lot of these men just ain't famous.
Niggas on the way out the door
Dudes
anyway.
cry every day, B.
Yeah,
What you think about this, Mike? Three black men pivot
I feel
podcast in
I feel
Wait,
tears.
wait,
I
wait, wait,
feel
wait. Platt, why are
cringe.
you saying three black men like you're saying three blind mice or something? Like, I don't know why you're
I
saying
felt the cringe.
What would you
I
call
felt
them?
sick to my stomach, Platt.
no,
I couldn't
no, the way
believe
you
it.
mentioned it, like,
He ain't gonna let you talk. You okay? You gonna let? Go ahead, Mike.
I felt sick to my stomach that they would give, them people over at ESPN are high fiving, celebrating. We
Mm-hmm.
got them. You don't
Mm-hmm.
never let your enemy see you down like that, man. And Platt, I thought about it because I'm probably got too much pride, but I always felt like, and this probably has hurt me in a lot of ways, but I got dignity, and I learned at a very early age. Sometimes you got to keep your dignity and not let people walk over you. And if you get fired or you take an L, they at least respect you. But that's not what it's even about. I can't live with myself. Ryan, the account that Ryan Clark was giving about his last couple of years there at ESPN, it was almost like he was walking on eggshells. And that ain't no way to live, man. Or no way to that's not a healthy work environment.
Now that I agree with.
That's not
I,
healthy, bro. A
I
million
mean,
if
I
it's
think the healthy thing would be to cry. The alternative is you don't cry at all, and then that's not healthy because you're just pushing your emotions down. Um, Crying is the healthy thing. Everybody does it. I mean,
No, you
everybody
don't.
gets emotional.
You don't cry. As a man, you just that's not an option for you.
hold
That's
on, Platt.
definitely
You
an
saying
option,
don't
but
cry at all, Platt? You saying as a man don't cry at all?
I mean,
You ain't gonna
no,
see me
really. I
cry.
mean, hey man, this
You-
what. Hey, Joy, listen. Let me tell you, Joy. I had things already mapped out. I
Okay.
had a schedule, Joy.
Uh-huh.
I got fired. Guess
Okay.
what, Joy? Guess what, Joy? To me, I don't care what the company say. I didn't do nothing.
I feel you.
Now that's the way I look at it. Hey man, what do you mean I'm fired? You fired. I said, but I didn't do what you said, man. Well, you can talk about it. Hey man, you gotta get your stuff, get out of here. Now, Joy, I got plans. I got things. I got to deal with that. What is crying gonna do? I
You gonna
could have
cry in the
cried,
car, Platt?
Joy. I could have sat there and cried all I wanted to. Them
No,
people
but
told me get
you
up.
gonna you
If
gonna
you
cry
on
in the
your own,
car.
basically they say you keep going. Keep going. I kept going.
Wait,
I kept going.
Flat. They told him to get his stuff and get out of here.
Yeah,
Well,
he had to
if
get
you
out.
take it too long, they will tell you to get out.
Yeah, security gonna
They
take
got
over.
they have an
I
axe
can't
man. They have an axe man, and that's his job. He lets everybody know they already know what you're gonna do. They
Yeah.
know you're gonna try to fight. They know you're gonna talk to the boss. They know they already beating you. The axe man come down there and said, "Well, no, he's not here. Well, you need to go ahead. Look, I'm gonna leave as soon as you grab your stuff. I'm gonna escort you out." They've already told me make sure he's escorted out. Yeah,
But
they ain't gonna leave
and
and wait for you
sometimes
to
they
leave.
don't even give you an
And
opportunity
and,
to get
and,
your
and that,
stuff.
that dude looked like Otis from Martin.
but
Nah,
Platt,
Oh
did you
man.
cry? Keep
it's
it
normally
honest though, Platt.
it's like an older white dude for me, and I just grab my stuff, man, and it's embarrassing. You got to walk by your co-workers. You have to walk by these people, and they're looking at you, and they,
But you cried in the car, right, Platt? You let it out. You was
nah, man,
angry.
I knew another. I knew where I could go find it. I need to go to work that day. I know a place I can just go. They got like a day labor thing. I needed the money, man,
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
know
Get
I
that
know
money.
there's gonna be a minute on this one. It's gonna be they're gonna pay me. It's gonna be like 8 days, and I already had plans, so
Okay,
I
yeah,
had
you
to
had a
go ahead and
plan
get some
B.
money. It was a waste of time for me to go home and cry.
I
I
feel
need to
you.
generate
Yeah,
revenue, so I
I no,
went
no, no.
and I
that's
I
started
true.
making
understand.
money.
I understand, but
Okay,
I'm
so
I'm
what
The
was
just
their
Pivot
time when you?
Podcast, the Pivot Podcast, he's built something. Ryan Clark
that's what I'm
has a
saying, bro.
name. He has recognition. Work for yourself, man.
That's what
Forget
I
these
said.
people.
Like
What
he
does
got
that
Yeah,
that
mean?
that's
People,
the
notoriety.
man.
that's the best thing he could do. I wouldn't even say with the Pivot Podcast because he got that, but he shares that with Channing Tatum and Fred Taylor, whoever.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Fred Taylor.
yeah,
But you
yeah,
know
they
he can venture out. He has name recognition. People like
yeah.
him. You know he can do a
That's
lot
what I'm
of
saying.
great
He's
things.
an NFL alumni. He's a pundit. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he's cool with a bunch of players. I mean, to me, I'd be like, sky's the limit. You know what I mean? Now I can get out here
Sky's
and
the
really do what
limit.
I want to do. But here's my thing about it though. So I'm sitting here thinking as Platt is talking and you're talking like, okay, so do we remember the Ryan Leaf crash out when the reporter pressed him on why his play was so bad? He was sitting there
Yeah,
throwing. Yeah, okay. Do we remember T.O.
Yep.
boo-hooing
Yeah, over his mediocre quarterback?
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
yeah,
That
of
was
course.
cringe too. That was
T.O.
horrible.
He hold
That
up.
was
T.O.
horrible.
he had sunglasses on up there sniffling and mumbling and fumbling on the podium. You
He
know what I'm
always
Yeah,
saying?
That was
crying
horrible.
too. He always
Do we
crying.
do hold on? Do we remember? Now I do agree with the one brother that said that it is context because Dick Vermeil was notorious for crying every 5 seconds over any and everything. They got a
Yeah.
whole compilation on NFL films of how many times Dick Vermeil cried from the
right,
'70s all the way
He
up
was
to the
sensitive.
2000s. And he was a
right.
sensitive
That's
dude.
true.
But
Somebody was acting up.
this situation right here with him getting fired though, I like when I look at it, and I'm gonna just go off my first instinct. I ain't even really gonna be too analytical about it. It was like, come on, man. Like Channing Tatum, or Channing Crowder. I said Channing Tatum. Channing Crowder, him. After I heard about the situation with him and his wife going to the nudist beach and Drake hollering at his wife and all that, I'm done with him. So I expect him to do some goofy nonsense. But Ryan, it's like you up here crying because you got fired. I mean, what's her name? Got Jamel Hill. She got fired. You see, she on her
Yeah.
pro-black nonsense. I mean, she spewed nothing but nonsense out of her mouth, but I ain't see her pitch a fit.
Another thing too about the pivot, another thing about those guys, and I mean this, one of you guys got to be tough, man. One of you.
Yeah.
Because if you can't be with a group of people and all y'all crying, somebody got
Why
to be there.
not,
Nah,
Brett?
bro.
What's wrong with that?
Nah, bro. Somebody got to be strong, man.
Nah,
I was
Gary.
shocked
I
at
mean,
Fred
you can
Taylor.
be strong and
I was
cry.
shocked
What
at
is
all
it?
of
Fred
us,
Nah,
crying.
Gary. We all
in a
can't be
group,
crying in a group, bro.
a bunch of
Why?
men.
Why not, Joey? We can be
Well,
strong
first of
and
all,
still
hold up,
cry.
brother.
Like,
First of all, we're not women. That's A.
wait, go ahead.
What you
Ain't
mean
you?
all guys, men
Hold
are
up,
just,
hold up.
come on, brother. You know what, bro? You do that. Look, that's what that's what a bunch of women would do. All cry together.
Your woman ain't gonna
It's
respect you
gonna be
crying. I'm telling you,
okay.
brother.
Platt.
It's gonna be
Yo,
okay.
Platt. I'm
Come
not
here.
doctoring.
Come here.
I,
I'm crying because you're. Oh, it's going. Men don't do no shit. Then when I'm looking at that, I said none of them dudes got like, yo, man, you'll be all right, man. Keep your head up, bro. Stand with that shit. Don't be up
dude,
there crying. Bro, you can't
okay,
do
okay.
that.
I'm
That
sorry.
shit
I'm
was
sorry.
weak,
I'm with
bro.
you on that one,
That
Platt.
shit
I
was
don't want
weak.
to see
All them, they let,
Oh,
in my
okay.
opinion, they let him down because they made him
Okay.
cry.
So my thing is,
Yeah.
Platt. You
Fred
said
Taylor, you are responsible for this. You made that man cry when you dipped your head like that. You
I
okay.
did
couldn't
that
So
believe
shit, man.
I couldn't believe Fred
Platt.
Taylor did that,
Platt. He
man.
comes from. I guess he comes from a
Hold on,
background where
go
that's
ahead,
not.
go ahead. Mike, Mike was talking. Go ahead, Mike.
I was just saying I'm disagreeing with you. I couldn't believe. I thought Fred Taylor was probably pretty hard as shit. I can't believe, man. I'm in disbelief for real. I'm in
My
disbelief.
thing is, I don't
I'm
know what I don't know
Hey,
what.
Gary, all three of your homies, if you talking about losing your job, you start crying, they start crying. Bro,
Dude,
I'ma
like,
look at y'all niggas like
Joe,
y'all
okay,
soft
Joe,
as shit, bro. I be
okay,
like,
Joe,
yo,
like, okay, the
hang
content,
up,
okay,
man. What we doing over
Joey,
here,
listen,
bro?
just listen, like,
Go
just listen.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm speaking from my experience. I don't think I've ever worked a job to where if I got fired, I think I would be so emotional to where I would cry. I never really liked most of my jobs. Okay, so realistically, Platt, you said you're former military, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's so weird that you say that because I'm not saying that necessarily, oh, well, this is like the same. It's not the same, but just hear me out. There are support groups for military people who are former military where it's not even, I'm not even just talking about the people who've been deployed, who've been overseas, stuff like that, and been in war. There's literally support groups for people in the military. And all they are just like Alcohol Anonymous. It's a circle of dudes sitting around each other crying, letting out the emotions because, oh, they didn't understand what I went through when I came back from the war, or they didn't understand what I went through. I couldn't make any friends in the military. Oh, my wife was cheating
You've
on me
ever
for
been in
20
the
years.
theater?
Like,
Well, you
what?
know what? You
That's
brother, I don't know
different though.
what's
Them
up with
men,
this
them
guy,
men.
That
man.
is light years different,
Yeah, bro,
Gary. Come
That's
on,
different,
Gary.
bro.
But
you've
Joey,
never been
I
in a
just said,
you've
I
never
just said,
been
I
in a
mentioned,
war zone. You don't know what you're talking about. You've never
okay,
been in a
okay. So
war
if you
zone.
didn't hear me clearly, Platt,
I heard
I
what you
clearly
said. You
said,
don't know what you're talking about. You've never been in a war zone.
I know that you didn't hear what I said, Black. I
So
said
you
there's
shouldn't
a
even
group
be
of them.
stuff like that.
Okay,
People have boundaries, and something that's life or death like that over a prolonged period of time. Also, you're witnessing other people lose their lives. That can mess with you mentally, brother.
okay. So, Platt, you just didn't hear what I just said. I've been to those support groups because my sister used to live on a military base. My thing is, it's not just war. It's people where they went to the military, they felt isolated. They went to foreign countries and felt isolated. Two, they couldn't make any friends. And three, how often is infidelity in the military? It happens
What are we
extremely.
talking about? We talking about
And,
Ryan Clark?
okay, you just said okay. You misconstrued what I just said.
Use another example, brother.
Why is that okay? Why is that a bad example? Because I didn't just
Because
mention
you
people
don't
in the
know
war.
what you're talking about.
You say that, but you can't
It's
prove
way
that. So,
more extreme than what you're saying.
okay, I
You're
mentioned.
belittling the efforts of people who've served their country, and we shouldn't be talking
But
about
you
that.
at this point, you're not listening. I clearly just mentioned examples that did not have to do with the military, you going overseas and just getting deployed. I mentioned other examples.
You got something, LA? Go ahead, LA.
Nah, man. Like I said, I think it's context. I do think three dudes in a huddle, no pun intended, or just sitting around. I think that I think that would have been what would have been better is if they was like, yo, it happened. A brighter day is coming. This is an opportunity, and let's get the show started. You know what I'm saying? I think that would have been motivating for not only him, but the viewers watching. He's in good spirits, when it is what it is at the end of the day. And that also makes me feel like, with that situation, like, a lot of these dudes, even though they're millionaires and they play in the league and all of that, but it makes me feel like a lot of these dudes ain't really confident in themselves as to where they need these, whether it be the NFL or NFL franchise or, a TV network. And I'm pretty sure it's great and good money, but you're constrained and they can, cut your head off anytime it is. It makes me feel like a lot of these guys just really aren't, confident,
That's
saying,
all
in
them.
themselves and
That's
who they
all
are.
them jobs. But that's all them jobs. Like Jay-Z, they can do that. They can drop him. They want to.
Yeah, they because I'm looking at Jay-Z. They say he signed a 360 deal allegedly. But anyway, yeah,
Okay,
you know what
well,
I'm saying?
if ESPN want to get rid of him, I mean, I don't know who controls the Super Bowl because they got the NFL Network, but the NFL, he might work directly for the NFL. But yeah, if they want to, they want to. So
Hey,
what I'm saying is, I don't know why they would because he's made them a lot of money, and he's doing exactly what. Once again, like I said, when he bought the Bad Bunny, everybody was yelling. Yeah, he's doing exactly what they want him to do. Exactly what they want to do. And you also assume that's his idea, just blanketly, which is the way it's supposed to be. It'll go through him. You don't know if the owners didn't say, hey, no, bring him in here. No, we want him here. Come on, I want you to bring in this guy. He's sitting up there looking at him saying, that what you guys want? Yeah, we went with you with Kendricks. Come on, trust us on this one. You see what I'm saying? And he's the front man for that. So he went out and he did it. But and that's the whole thing. He's working with them. So I'm saying, yeah, they're gonna look at what makes the money. They'll come in and say, okay, you black, you fired. But if there's things that you don't that they feel that you're not helping them, they will get rid of you. And that goes for whites too. They
that was
get
my
rid of
point
white people.
exactly.
That's another thing. They get rid of white people. They get rid of a white woman, a white man in a minute. That company is gonna come down to the money. They want you gotta be something. You gotta get in there and grab hold where that company can't let you go. The same thing.
Yeah,
because Bill Gates.
Everybody's expendable, Platt. Everybody.
Wow,
to a certain degree. To a certain degree. When you look at,
you.
and that's what I'm saying. And black people, to me, they just don't get it because you look at Bill Gates and what was his name? Steve Jobs. Look at them. They could have worked together. Two young guys both left the company. They could have said, hey, man, let's lean on each other and look out. No, they went their separate ways. They said, no, I know how to make my own operating system. Me too. I see something. I see the future. So I'm going to start my shit. You see what I'm saying? And that's what they did. And that's what Brian's got to do. And I'm going to say this again. And Brian, I know you ain't probably listening. You need to get away from them two guys. Let them have that. You know what? It's even better. Start out with 1 subscriber. Start your own channel, Ryan Clark. Let them have the pivot, 2 million viewers. And you can, I think you can, but you got to get serious. I think you can surpass a McAfee, but you can't do it the way you're doing it. You can't do it like that.
I mean, Platt, come on. Like, does anybody here really think that if, I can see Ryan Clark being in the field, even sitting there. How many of you guys think that Ryan Clark can do what Dan Patrick does or Rich Eisen? You feel me? He could do what all these guys do. You know what I'm saying? Just sit down and have guys come in and relate to him in some type of way. You know what I'm saying? We got guys that, from ESPN or formerly ESPN or NFL Network that are already doing this at the end of the day. He's already made a transition enough into media. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I just don't think that these guys, I think these guys get comfortable. They get in these, 7-figure checks in some cases. They've been getting a lot of money from these corporations for a long time. And it's hard for them to, they're not even a baby on a tit. They're a tick on your skin. You gotta, you gotta burn them off. You know what I'm saying?
I think Ryan.
That's a good analogy.
No, I personally think Ryan can do like a Pat McAfee. Will he ever be as big as? No, he'll never be that big. But
and so Dan Patrick's,
he's old. See, Pat McAfee is still relatively young.
Yeah.
Once again, you got to remember because they used to. I think one of them guys was messing with Terry Bradshaw. They was like, "How long you gonna keep doing it?" And I'm like, "I don't blame him. Look how much money he makes there." And they said he don't even go to the games. Yeah. They was like, Terry, you don't even go to the games. Like you can, but you don't want to go to the games. Get you sit up and talk about football, right? How long are you gonna do it now? Network said, well, he makes us a lot of money because he does other stuff. When they're not doing stuff, they do all types of little charity work, and they go places and speak for the network and stuff like that, which is what the network wants. But Pat, I don't know his age, but Pat is at a point where he's still able to connect to the young fan. And he can connect, he got the connections to the older fans. and he's got his college football connection. Now, could Ryan, like I said, it would take a lot of work. They could set something up, and it would have to just be him. And he would have to make his message mainstream. Because you know what, Ryan, and this is the truth. This is where your detractors, your Jason Whitlocks, this is where they're telling the truth. Black people don't support black people. So you can say all that shit you want to. You up here campaigning for a group of people, they're not going to stand with you. Them same people
which black people you talking about?
Them same black folks, right, that's in your comment section and saying you stood up to these motherfuckers, gonna be right down there looking at ESPN when they show up.
Yep.
Hold on. They support.
Has Angel Reese ever, has she come out and given any word of encouragement?
They said nothing.
That's crazy.
Nothing against defense. Nothing.
Where's Shaq at?
I mean, but here's the thing. Why would she need to? I mean, like
Shaq getting that TNT money. He ain't worried about that. Shaq
went out of his way to
Garrett,
defend
was
Angel
riding
Reese,
for it,
man,
Garrett.
from these race soldiers.
Yeah, like why would
He
she
went over the
need
top
to?
to
But my
defend
thing is
Because he was riding for it, Gary. When that whole Caitlin Clark thing was going, he was riding heavy.
yes, I understand
Yes,
that.
he
Yes,
was.
you're talking about the whole RG3 thing. But here's the thing, like even besides that, you don't need for somebody to cape for your job. Like if you know how these corporations work, which I doubt Angel Reese just doesn't know how like ESPN and Disney works. Why does it matter? Like why bother at that point? It's just like understandably so. They cut live losses because as a company, as a big corporation, that's what they do. Just move on. Like I just don't you don't need to jump to their defense.
Wait.
No.
Saying,
But you're making
not
Platt
to move
point though.
on.
That's what Platt point.
Yeah.
None of these people is going to cape for him. Like, so him doing all this, niggas gonna move on. Like nobody protesting the hashtag save Ryan. Like ain't nobody worrying about
I mean, even historic when it comes to media in any point in time, even with black personalities, whether it be music or whatever. Like, come on, man. We're not even the biggest supporters of a lot of these artists. A lot of their goal, a lot of times, a lot of these artists, their goal is to, get a big enough audience so they can get a big enough bag. If black media had to rely just on black people, Ryan Clark would be living right next to me.
Everybody, I was raised around a bunch of pro-black, so it's another side I've seen. I'm not even gonna speak on, and I just be like, man, this shit all fake. Shit is fake.
But what about people like Tariq Nasheed and Jason Black? I'm just saying, them guys make a lot of money on the backs of black people.
They do.
So black people, in a way, we do support, but it has to be a message that resonates with us.
Mm-hmm.
It got to be something that gets us angry, and there has to be a boogeyman. It has to be a boogeyman. If it's about the progress of just one brother just doing his thing, it's like, oh nah, I can't let him. He can't be doing better. I can't have that happen.
Superhero, yeah,
well,
that's true.
We're not gonna. Those guys are not Tariq and Jason. They're not mainstream. Now, is it working out for them financially? Probably. I mean, I don't know. I know they have big numbers when they go live, thousands of people watching, but they're not mainstream.
They're not mainstream.
Tyreek is damn near mainstream.
No, he's not.
With that whole
them hidden colors.
Tariq Nasheed is not mainstream.
Platt, he's been on plenty of shows. Platt,
where recently?
Not recently, but
okay. There you go. That's my point. He's not mainstream. You can't. The whole FBA,
Tucker Carlson,
all of that. That's not mainstream America.
So he gotta be on what? Fox.
Okay, it can be, but that would require. You're right. It can be. It would require him or whoever represents the FBA to go amongst the people and and then talk about.
They know him, Platt, because that girl on MSNBC that time, Tiffany Cross. She was like, you Tariq Nasheed supporters. Tucker Carlson came out as like, yeah, Tariq Nasheed and the FBA guys, so he's known.
But that was bad faith. Now, hold up. I agree that Tucker and that guest, that guy, they said that guy got a shot in Florida. I agree. The guest and Tucker did reference FBA and talk about it and claim They had a point, but that was bad faith because they don't believe in no reparations.
Well,
They
I
don't
agree.
believe in
They
reparations.
don't.
Yeah, that's what
They
I'm saying. So
don't.
for them to try to say that they support the movement, that's bad faith. They don't really believe in the movement. They're just using that because it was convenient for them to use it.
To
That
go
was an
against
attack.
Byron
They wanted to
Donalds.
attack
Yeah,
Brian Donalds.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
But
no,
they
no,
do know who they know who he is, though. They know these
okay,
white folks. They know.
okay.
It's. But I'm not trying to divert it. But you're right though, Platt. I think that black people, we do not support people like Ryan Clark. And I also wanted to throw another thing out there.
We don't,
I
and you
don't
know
know.
what? You know what they do, Mike.
Was that
And I
was
hate
that?
to say this, is we take a guy like Ryan who think it's the right thing to do, and he's young, and
Mm-hmm.
we have him go out there and do that stuff and piss them white folks off and get fired. And then when he on his ass, we look the other way. We down there looking at whoever they put up there cheering, watching our football game, ain't thinking about that, brother. When we the
That's
main
true.
ones to tell them he got to stand up
Uh-huh.
and challenge the system. Yeah.
Hey, Platt. Ain't nobody told him to go over there talking all that black shit. What do you expect? Yeah, that's how
They
we'll say
did tell what you mean
after
at
the fact.
nobody. They did tell him
No,
to
I'm
do
talking
that.
about that's what we'll say after the fact. Man, he was
Oh,
kind of crazy though. You can't be talking to them white folks like that.
we
But
got to
but
say
then
that
but then
right now.
them, them
Let's
those are
say that
those
right
will be
now.
those would be the same black people that come out and say black people aren't a monolith, right? But
Yeah,
you sending me up there to pretty much
as a
spit
crash
out
out.
a hive mind talking point. Like that's why you can't be lit. Listen, man. Now I don't know if that was necessarily the reason. If that was the case, I say you had. I don't know. Y'all remember a couple of years ago with Jamel Hill and them? They was up there.
Yeah.
They was trying to turn that joint into. You would have thought Fred Hampton was up there. All right. I'm like, please
Yeah,
get
they
her
did
up
though.
out of there because she sound crazy. You feel me? I didn't hear her cry. Feel me? She left and now
Now,
she on her pro black stuff and she's on her black feminist thing. So, whatever. I mean, hey, listen, if she could do it and
Yeah,
just
but
keep it moving, then he could
the
do it.
the way it works, if you get fired, especially where they're at in like a corporate sports arena, there should be a bidding war for you. That should be if you get really you work right now. There's somebody right now, some senior exec or some engineer that's working for Google. Bam, he got fired for whatever reason, right? Say he's dating the boss's daughter, boss mad at him, so he gets fired. The fact that he's fired, said we got the guy who's been doing AI. He was behind this AI and he's on the new one, but he just got fired. So yeah, he's unemployed. That's when there's a bidding war. So a guy turns around and gets more money from a rival company, better deal, and he got fired. And I'm saying all of these personalities that get fired, including Whitlock and all of these guys, um, whatever that guy is, Marcellus Wiley, all of these guys, you do have to look why no network has picked them up. Why?
Mm-hmm.
No other network has picked these guys up. How valuable are these guys?
They too good. Well,
No, I'm serious though. I mean, yeah, YouTube, okay, you're gonna eat off of your fame. You was famous on TV, you got a YouTube platform, you're gonna build up subscribers. But why isn't Fox Sports? Why isn't Hulu? All of these, you got Netflix, they got a sports department. Amazon's got a sports. Why aren't they reaching for you? Why aren't they saying, "Hey, let's sit down, talk numbers. We want to bring you in, and you can narrate our weekly lineup and go over games and predictions, basketball, football." Why aren't they doing that? It's like ESPN. It's ESPN or nothing.
well, a lot of these dudes don't want to conform to what these networks and all they requiring now. But people going solo now, if you notice, because even mainstream is not even popping no more like that. Like that's why I don't understand why Ryan crying. Like, bro, you got your own thing going, bro. Get it popping. Nobody, you don't need mainstream. Just like, for instance, with DJ Academics was with, I forgot who he was signed with, but he get it popping on
He
his
was
own.
with I think he started out with Charlamagne. He went to Buds for a minute.
I thought
something like that.
it was. I forgot the name of the company he was with Joe Buttons and all them. And look at Joe Buttons, like him. He could have signed his network to somebody. He doing it on his own. He's more profitable. It's things that you can't do when you sign to Disney and ESPN and all these other companies that you can do on your own, where they won't cancel you. Because now, any drop of a dime, they could fire you. You be crying like him.
But that's all. See, the whole point, Joy. That's business. See, most people when they get most of us don't sign. We don't sign a deal. We get paid. I go work for this company. They pay me $25 an hour, plus options and stuff like that at the end of the year. But I'm a hourly employee. Some people get paid a deal. They get I don't even know the name of it. They get
a salary.
Okay. Yeah, they get hired for salary. They get okay. We're gonna pay you $85,000, and then however you cut it up, you get that. But we need you here whenever we call you. You don't have what's my normal working out? You don't have normal workouts. We need you here as much as you can be. Given that, you may give us a 40 or 60-hour work week. You may give us 3 60-hour work weeks, and then you got family problems. You take 3-4 days off to take care of that. But as soon as you get back, we need you right back up here, burning the midnight oil, working for the company. Right now, on those things, those people get fired all the time. Call them into the office, go over the contract. Okay, we're gonna give you a payout. Here go $5,000. And your last check is in the mail. Appreciate you. But see, those people network, so they say, okay, well, I'll go over to this other company and let them know I'm looking for a job, so they get hired. So when you say, why aren't these other people, you do have to wonder why all these sports personalities, why these guys ain't got no job. Why aren't networks trying to scoop them up? So you do have to. So ESPN can't say, you can't make us, we made you. Now that we put you on the streets, don't nobody want to hire you.
That made it look so weak.
They can't say that though, Joey.
But that, to me, Platt, I don't know, man. If I was behind the cameras when he started that crying and then they all start crying, I'm like, yo, cut the cameras, man. Maybe it's just me, because I always been that guy. Even with football, basketball.
Your boys can't let you down, though, Joey.
I always been the guy to walk in and be like, yo, pick your head up, bro. Wipe your tears. It's cool. You know what I mean? We gonna get back out there. It's all right.
But Joey, your boys can't let you down. If you there with family or friends, they quote unquote, Joey, they got your back.
Yeah, and I got
so something bad happens and you take it where you cry, they need to stand up while you cry. They don't need to cry with you.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah. If you get married, Joey, your wife and her bridesmaid, I'm saying you may see that once you said I do, you may see her off with them, all of them crying. All of them crying together, right?
Yeah.
You ain't gonna turn around and go with the grooms, and then you crying and they crying with you. That's what I'm saying. That's how weird that is. Like, what you crying for, bro?
I say in context though, Platt. Everything gotta have, like, if somebody grieving, because I was in the room with a bunch of my homies, but one of them passed away and they was all crying. I'm not going to sit up there and say, yo, y'all stop crying. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a serious situation. But in this, what Ryan going through, come on, bro. Like somebody said, I think LA said, like, showing you some chinks in your armor, bro. Like, don't let these people see you down like this. Have your head up, be like, you know what? They did what they did to me, but guess what? We about to turn it up over here. Let's get it popping. Come on, fellas. You know what I'm saying?
But you do have to do that. They did what they did.
They did.
You do. It's like a nigga got to do time. You do your time.
Oh, I told you, my little brother's in there crying. Oh, I ain't Hey, that's like me up there crying with him. No, nigga. Look,
Yeah.
pick your head up. No, I told you you want to be out here running around doing dumb shit. You signed up for this. This what comes with it. Don't cry now, nigga. Keep your head up.
Mm-hmm.
No, I can't do it. No, nigga.
That
Put
ain't
your hand
nothing.
down.
Everybody in there, if they could, everybody in there would cry if they could.
Exactly, Platt. That's what I'm saying. Like, as men, we do got to be stoic. I'm sorry. I was raised around men that was stoic. I never seen my dad actually. His wife told me that he cried one time because we all went out to dinner and he seen all his grandkids and his kids, and that made
Mhm.
him emotional. But he
Okay.
didn't. He didn't sit there at the table and cry. My sister was like, he should have sat there and cried. I'm like, no. He did it on his terms. He went outside. He said he had to get a call, but he was really outside crying. You know what I'm saying? He got emotional. Now, in certain situations, I ain't telling men they can't get emotional, Platt. But in this one right here, a job, like I understand he gotta take care of his family and he got responsibilities. I understand that. But bro, you gotta keep your head up, man. Gotta be stoic, man. I don't like it when seeing black men crying and weeping, man. I just don't. Certain situations. Ryan could have been that nigga, like, man, you know what? They got me. It's cool. But watch this. I was like, yeah, I respect that. But these people, they know what they did. They gave me that call. I'm like, all right, bro, you be all right.
Yeah, but that was weak. All three of them crying. That was weak, man. I
Ah,
hate. Yeah, and now I'm support the brothers, but come on, man. I mean, what we doing, man? What we doing?
they like Garrett said, it's performative, man. A lot of these dudes now
I
just
don't
want to
think. I
cap.
don't. The thing about it, I don't think that was performative at all.
It
I
probably
think
was
he hurt
real,
him, man. That he wanted to work there.
but I don't know, man. I,
And he's right.
I,
Them people. What's that? What's that dude? Them guys that he cussed out. Them guys that he called out. They was up in them their executive palace. No, NFL's billions and billions. They up there when they executive palace. Wherever they go, they're gonna be at the tip of the tree. They up there in an ivory fucking palace, looking at that Brian Clark crying, laughing, ordering some shrimp, just in champagne, laughing. Say, yeah, well, he's out of here.
he could have been networking with them people, but he rather just I don't know.
Yeah,
Once you
and
got
he's
it with
black.
ESPN,
He's black, so he carries an additional burden of being a black man. And they're not gonna, like I said, Dan Campbell, he cried, Jerry Jones cried, but see, they're not gonna let him get over it because I've been noticing a lot of the criticism is over his tears. And it's coming from a lot of the black, a lot, not all of them, but a lot of the black podcasters. They going in on him for crying.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying a black man can't cry, but in this context, I don't think he needed to be crying.
And he's millennial. That's what you millennial niggas do.
Hold on, Platt. Slow up. How old is Ryan Clark? He's the same age as me.
I think he's younger.
What he 30 something?
Yeah, I think he's in his 36, something like that. He's just like these millennial niggas. That's what they do. When shit don't go their way, they cry.
Flat.
They
You know about?
like big babies.
I wouldn't say that.
Big grown ass babies. Yep.
We seen old niggas cry. What are you talking about, Platt? Just
You talking
said
about Jerry
Jordan.
Jones? Talking about Jerry Jones?
Them, Jordan, T.O., like old niggas. They ain't young. Couple old niggas. A couple old niggas got caught crying. I'm trying to think. Let me go back in my. Let me go back and think. A bunch of old boomer niggas that was crying on. Sta- why can't we all just get along? Like, who was that? Rodney King? Crying ass nigga. Got your ass kicked.
Uh,
Yeah, you talk about like, come on, Platt. We ain't
Nah,
about to
it's
do
you
this.
millennial niggas, bro. I mean, like you niggas can't take no fucking rejection. Y'all getting y'all feelings quick. Y'all want to play your video games. Somebody tell you cut the video games off.
Oh god.
Somebody say cut the video games off. You cry. I seen dude on the airport. They told him he got to put his headphones on to play his video games. He cried about that. He whined about that. They said, "Don't nobody want to hear your video. All that beeping and beep, beep, beep." He's like he whined about that. They said he didn't have no headphones. That was the thing. They said you can't play that unless you got headphones. He's like, I don't have any headphones. They said, well, then you can't play it. He
Yeah.
cried about that. These millennial niggas are crying a minute, bro. Ryan is showing us. I don't know what I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess they just been babied through life, man. They used to people giving them stuff.
Don't make that a millennium thing, Platt. We done been through the worst shit out of any generation. If anything, to be honest, we deserve to cry. we done
Oh,
been
you
through.
okay? I'm glad you admit that.
We deserve to cry. Not saying we
Yeah.
should be crying, but we had it the worst. Shit.
I'm glad you admit y'all just cry for shit for
No,
no
I
reason.
ain't say don't cry for shit, Platt. I ain't say that. Now I'm playing semantics. I'm just saying we should be allowed to cry on shit.
He like putting words in people's mouth. You like that? You like putting words in people's
You heard him,
mouth.
me? You heard him?
Yeah, I am coming up here disrespectful.
No, I think just men. Period. I don't even put it a
Now,
generational
men don't
thing.
cry, Joey. Men don't cry.
No, 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 man, I, this all out of all the years of Mendo Platt, I think decades, whatever. This one is the softest generation of men all around. It don't matter what Gen Z, Boomers, or whatever. These men today is not how the men back in our
Yeah.
grandfathers, great grandfathers. I say
Hmm.
all the men. I'm not putting it a Boomer, Millennium, Gen Z, none of that.
No,
Just all men
you
is
got to look at
emotional
millennial.
now.
You got to look at the millennials.
Well, yeah, I'm a millennial, born in 80 early 80s, but mid 80s, but yeah, I think we raised by millennials. Let me see, my mother, both my parents Gen X, 64 and 66, I think, 63 or something like. But yeah, I think it started with us, and then it just got worse.
As in what?
Huh?
As in what? Like
I'm
men's.
saying no. I mean, you just got to think because America was going through like a.
Uh,
I think the boomers put in the most work. Gen X got spoiled, and then they was all out for themselves, and they didn't give a damn about millennials. And millennials really don't give a damn about Gen. What's this Gen Z now?
Yeah,
So that
yeah,
yeah,
Alpha.
Gen.
My son is Alpha. Yeah.
But the thing about millennials though, it's a big difference between me, millennial born in like '85, and a millennial born like in '96. It's like a big difference.
Way big difference.
Way big difference. So we raised by like old school people. We grew up a whole lot more different than them. So I think that second half is way softer than us. It's like
well, I don't know. You got
at least we
three
got the
black men.
blueprint. We
You
got
got
the blueprint.
three millennial black men on a podcast, all in tears. You know what I'm saying? That's weakness.
Ryan not
And,
a millennial.
that's weakness. And
Ryan is
and
Gen X.
we'll put him on a Gen X too. That's weakness. And when you take a look at that, how does that look across the table? And then, and I've been in friends and groups of people. I ain't never been in a group of men, and one of them was all of one of them didn't have like wasn't strong. I don't care what happened. One of them always had kept it down and kept it focused. I ain't never been in no situation where all of us started to cry. We all cried. All of us.
Yeah. The only white
I've
dudes I
been
see
there.
crying, if you think about it, like you would see a white dude on like 60 Minutes. He'll be telling his story or something, but it'd be like a certain type of white dude. Them church going type of white guys. Like I seen Joel Osteen cry. I seen the other white dude from what's the dude
Man, white men always crying. I ain't gonna lie, E. Now I'm
yeah
thinking
yeah
about it, Platt. Hold on,
yeah
time out,
yeah
man.
that's what I'm saying because I done seen a bunch of because they listen them reporters they pull at your damn heartstring. I remember when Lawrence Taylor, well he black but the football player Lawrence Taylor, he been on 60 Minutes crying when they was talking about him smoking crack before the
I
game.
remember that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember LT was crying.
but it just depends on the setting. But yeah, I done seen a bunch of white dudes cry too now, but I seen more black dudes crying in different well usually usually like on major television like like CNN before they keep them on CNN and then like stuff like that with sports sometimes
Let's go there, cause
because these guys
it,
be passionate about what they do.
it,
That's the thing. Once you take something from somebody so passionate, that's your whole life. It's like you stripping somebody naked, man, and that's all they know.
you shouldn't feel like that ever in those
I'm
situations.
I'm
E.
saying no, but that's just how it is.
But to be honest though, Platt, if you go over there to the white manosphere, all of them been crying. All of them. They be on streams crying about how they wives and how they lost stuff. When they talk about their stories, all of them bust out in tears. Now over here, you can say the black manosphere, you got a couple guys that might shed tears and talk about these situations, but man, them guys over there, that's all they do is cry.
And you remember that white dude lost the basketball team for talking about them black players?
Yeah,
He been on TV. He been crying too. And they took. He said, man, because he's not a racist, man. I'm not racist, man. I do a lot of things for black kids in South LA, man. And I hooked up with the girl. She's a street girl. He started crying, and didn't have to take. So they took everything from that guy for having a conversation on the phone. So yeah, it happens. But I think they just put black men out there. We supposed to be the alpha male, the toughest of the tough.
as we
We ain't
should.
supposed.
We
We ain't
should
sup.
though.
Yeah.
We should.
We yeah. I mean that's how they got us labeled. So when you see stuff like this, it just kind of they try to knock us and try to take a notch off our belt. I thought y'all was the toughest of the tough. Y'all ain't supposed to be crying no matter what circumstances. But you see it on both sides with the men, white men. White men do it too. Older ones too. So
I don't want us black men crying just to be crying.
yeah.
I don't like this Ryan Clark. I don't know why it kind of irked me, and I watched the whole clip. I'm like, come on, bro. Like,
Yeah, I ain't watch it
I don't
yet. I
want to
know
be
it got
insensitive,
over a
but
million views.
I don't want to be insensitive, but
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling with me personally. I'd have been the one guy be like, yo, all right, give him some tissue, hear me out, bro. Listen, we gonna get it popping over there. You gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? We don't need them. And I talked to him behind the scenes and figure something out. But all three of these dudes was crying. I'm like, come on, man. I know people gonna probably be like, "Oh, Joey, you insensitive. Why men can't express their feelings?" Man, we all cry after when we off the camera. Like I don't even like when grown men was propping up their cameras when Kev died. It was crying on camera. I was like, "What are we doing?" Like
I never
that
seen
was
that.
so corny.
I never seen nobody crying. I'm not gonna lie. When
What
he
you mean?
died, I never seen no black man cry. I mean, they was making
Oh,
videos like,
oh yeah,
but
you wasn't around. You wasn't
no,
around.
I was around. I was around because
Nah,
I remember when
it
the
was
news
a
broke.
bunch of grown men angry men. I don't want to start saying names on platforms, but it was a couple of dudes that was crying on camera, and then on top of that, sparking up a stream, crying, and then right there hit my cash app. Like, what the fuck? Like, man, this shit performative. This ain't real.
I think the way black women acted that overrode almost every damn thing because they acted they was cheering so hard that it took about a damn week for black men to really respond.
But my thing was even with that though, and I looked at it from a different perspective when the women was celebrating. They 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 wanted y'all to get riled up. You know what I'm saying? And we
Nah,
know how women. It not saying it was right that they was doing that, but they was getting guys riled up, celebrating that he was gone and all that stuff because they know that was a lot of guys' heartstrings right there. You know what I'm saying? You know how women play. They play dirty. So
Yeah, but I
I was
never
telling
seen
guys
nothing
like,
like that. I
don't get
never
up.
seen that.
I seen it. Man, listen.
I never seen nobody there. I mean, I never. I don't think if Donald Trump died today, I don't think Donald Trump would get that much hatred.
Yes, he
That that
would.
that 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 that,
What?
that was hatred right there.
No, but we also got to put things in perspective because when
Shit.
Kev talking about buying, you know what, or unalive alone, he when women hearing that, you already know what type of emotional strings you gonna put upon these women. Where you saying that, oh, you gonna die alone and all that type of rhetoric
That
he was
that
talking
that
about.
was a figure.
Not saying that it
That
was
was a
going.
figure of speech.
I know, it was a
Yeah.
figure of speech, but they took that literally. You know how women are. They gonna take that literally. They not gonna take it as for like, oh, you sound a dollar. Because you see how Vivica A. Fox, waterhead ass, she said after that. And look at that,
Yeah.
like insensitive. But
No,
I
DJ. I seen DJ Envy do the same thing. He been having. That's why I said I just ain't never seen nothing like that before.
what?
He
Oh,
had
you
said,
tapped that.
yeah. He has. I just ain't never seen no man on earth. I never seen that type of celebration when somebody died. Like and that just goes to show. People say you don't care. People think about them. You do care. You do care. Cause you wouldn't be celebrating like that. That was kind of scary to me.
Nah,
So
it was more so trolling and them trying to get the heartstrings of most dudes. And that's why I told guys, once women see you in your feelings, they got you. You might as well come to remote control. I don't even argue with my girl. My girl can tell you I never argue with her. We don't even argue because we had conversations. She don't even talk crazy. She don't act like none of these women are. But my thing is like when a women see most of these guys when I be seeing on my homies, they be crying, arguing with their girl and all that.
yeah,
Man, I'll be like, bro,
yeah,
stop.
yeah. I
Stop
see your
showing.
plat. You
What
got the
happened?
yeah, Jerry Jones. He crying up there too on interviews and
I
talking
mean,
about his
they
yeah,
can do that though.
But that's just a human thing. Once you done been through the ringer, you done reach a certain level in life.
But E, have you cried around your homies?
No,
Have you
no.
ever cried around your family or anybody?
Probably at like a funeral or something.
Okay, yeah,
But nothing. Oh, like a little, graduation stuff like that. Little emotional
yeah.
events. But
Nothing wrong with that. And I'm saying like even it's it's context behind that. Me, I can't determine that this man ain't allowed to be emotional because he lost his job. Like that's a serious situation. That's how he provided, took care of his family. I'm not saying you can't cry, but when you on camera crying, you talking about you didn't let people that no, you didn't, dude. Like, come on, bro, stop. Pick your head up, man. That's the generation I come from. Like, guys be like, yo, it's all right, let it out, pick your head up, and let's get at it. Let's get to it. Great words of Michael Jordan. I can accept failure, but I can't accept not trying. Keep trying. That's life. People gonna get fired. People gonna close the door on you, disregard you. Especially as a black man, we go through the most shit. But guess what? Pick your head up and let's keep going. The road of being a man is a lonely road. My dad told me that, and I ain't looked back ever since. Keep going. Black men, if y'all in the chat, keep going. If you gonna cry, go ahead and cry in the car. Grab you some napkins, some wet wipes, wipe your face, got the snot bubbles, let it all out. Your girl cheated on you or whatever y'all niggas be going through, let it out. After that, pick your head up, straighten your shirt, let's get to it. If I was in that room with Ryan, I'd be the first nigga telling, yo, all right, wipe your eyes, bro. Listen, keep your head up, let's get it. But I ain't gonna keep repeating myself. Go ahead, E, my fault.
The crazy world we live in, bro. We got we got this thing going on with with um whose platform is that? All types of mystery going on with her. He publicly talking about he want to box. That man ain't trying to box, man. And we got a society that wants it. They got a knife and a fork in their hands and water's dripping. They're ready for this. It ain't gonna work though. The high road that he taking, that ain't gonna work. We judge each other differently. We don't judge each other by somebody.
It might.
Well, we do look at people. We can put people in fear. We do get that, but we look at men and we watch them go through the hell that we avoided ourselves. And he's ass out too. I want to see all these people that's coming out and supporting him do something. He ready to work, start a sports show.
Man, ain't nobody trying. Ain't nobody really trying. Hashtag support Ryan Cook. Like, ain't nobody doing all that play. Life gonna go on. He probably is gonna get another job somewhere else. Or talking somewhere else. I bet you ESPN want him back. I bet you he'll go. I know that. Then he'll be crying saying I'm back on the air. Like, I don't know. I look at him different after that. He been crying, but I look at him different after this one.
He has been. He has been. It's sad for black people, man. Like, share, support. Like, share, support. Ryan Clark upset.
Black people think though.
No, right. Ryan Clark's upset with his departure from ESPN. He gives a heartwarming, heart-touching speech or conversation with his two co-hosts, of which they all wound up at some period in tears. And when you talk about the struggle and you talk about this stuff, you do have to take a second look at this stuff and say, as black men, why are we so dependent on the white supremacists for everything? So we can't do a sports show now unless the white supremacist gets to have his hands in the middle of that. And the way it goes, if you get fired, you're supposed to immediately get rehired. You should get fired and have to wait till they hire you again. That's not how things work. What's up with you, Eric?
No, that's why they got the podcast. That's like the equalizer. Bring their little million people, 2 million people over. That's good, you know. They can say whatever they want to say that they can't say on the air. They can take more time. That's why the podcast and social media is the great equalizer. Can't stop nobody from doing that.
Cupcake says Cupcake say he won an enemy. That ESPN won an enemy. He didn't win an enemy. That was ESPN. ESPN's taking a position they don't need them. We good with what we got. They said they finna give a Tebow, extend Tebow's contract. A lot of the minor players they finna give big money to. This is how the game goes, man.
Yeah, but isn't Tim Tebow on the college game day thing?
Yeah, I seen him on the pro. I seen him sitting up there on the pros. Yeah, he does game day.
Yeah, him and Reggie Bush, a couple of the other younger guys. Yeah, they over there in the college. They're making big money over there too. People don't talk about that.
They're making money compared to us, but not really. In entertainment, they're making crumbs.
I'm talking about them contracts with the game day. They kind of close to ES. They probably making like a little.
All them people, they ain't making bullshit. They don't have no budget like that.
Yeah, because that's kind of like a little.
College games, they got a budget, but it ain't no $10 million dollars everybody who own it. No, they can't. You You got to go somewhere else. They don't pay like that.
Cause them guys been there since the damn not Reggie Bush.
Oh, they making money, but not like that. I know they ain't making that. Game day ain't gonna make that much. If you're a gambler, if you're trying to get your bets and stuff together, you ain't looking at no goddamn college game. You don't have the time. You don't have the time to watch a game day. You're trying to put your bets together. You're looking for the latest information. The last what just happened? Oh, somebody's sick. The quarterback's sick. The world don't know it. The quarterback got the flu. We going with the backup. That shit'll pop out, and won't nobody know about it till 5 minutes before kickoff. You don't put your wager in because you know you're going with the backup. You can't do that watching no college game day.
Shit, I mean that game. I mean, them guys were the original hosts. I remember them guys since elementary school when they like in the damn mid-90s. So, listen, that game there has been popular. College football on
Lee
a weekend.
Corso, yeah, Lee Corso, Lee Corso.
Yeah, that and the other dude. They've been. I've been watching them back in the damn '90s, damn near 30-something years.
College game day is a fun show. If you're waiting on your team, if you're tailgating, you could be out in front of your college. You got a grill. Say things worked out for you as a person, and now you're retired. You got an RV. Kids are grown. You and maybe a grandkid, y'all go watch the Tennessee Vols play. So you go up there, you park, you take out your grill, you put your food on there, you got your radio. A lot of times you can watch game day outside of a tailgate.
Yeah,
Because
they'd be
you ain't
right there.
concerned about the rest of the league. You were concerned about this UT game and having fun, and then y'all gonna roll up the tent and y'all can go back home.
Yeah, see, and the NFL only do stuff like that, like when the Super Bowl come, or like all stuff. But they don't do like game. They be out there every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, all over America. They have a big bus in the back. The people, regular people, students, parents. So they be having a party out there. So they bringing them
Well, the
big bus.
students, it's the same as the students. It is fun for students.
Yeah,
If you're a student, game day coming to your school, yeah, that's a time to get drunk, go out and have a fun. Just have fun.
yeah.
A student. But if you're a grown ass man, come on.
Oh, they be out there too.
I know.
They be out there. It's just like for all age groups. NFL, they usually do like a little. They be on the field, and you don't really see too much action. But the NFL is a little bit more conservative and professional. But game day is kind of like for everybody.
NFL's going downhill a long time. Steve and McAfee just make it a lot worse. Yeah. They're gonna have a bad year this year because they don't have a balance. You can't do sports commentary without a balance. You're gonna have people who disagree, and people who represent a different point of view. By getting rid of Ryan Clark, you're losing someone who was what you needed. You needed him, but they want to get rid of him, man, and they're gonna bring in somehow Randy. They're gonna sign one of these guys. They're gonna give one of these guys $10 million a year to come on there, and they're gonna do a lot of foot shuffling and cooning.
They had Randy Moss and Michael Vick on Fox NFL Sunday for a little while, but you can kind of tell they don't really have the personality that they talk with them older guys like that. It wasn't a good fit for them. I remember seeing them a few years, 5-6 years ago, Randy Moss and Michael Vick. They don't really have that type of personality to be up there with them other guys. They was up there with Jimmy, Howie, and Terry Bradshaw and them. Like you got two different generations. Them guys ain't really hip like y'all.
Mm-hmm. Like us, huh?
Yeah, they ain't really hip,
Well, can a man cry? That was the subject matter, man. We wonder about it. I don't know. I'd say they can't. I say that this guy's gonna have a long way to go to live this down. In this age we live into, nobody cares about your pain. Don't nobody care, man. We this different world, man. Nobody cares. And in
Oh,
fact, some people enjoy you going through some suffering. They like that.
exactly. But you'll be all right though.
Okay.
He's a likable guy. He'll be all right. He'll get picked up someplace. Something good to happen for him.
We'll see. We'll see, Eric. And we're finna go ahead and shut this down, man. We made our point. We wanted to go out here and establish the fact that it's a double standard. Men can't cry. And what Ryan's finna find out is that they really tolerate it. They don't tolerate it from a black man. And this is the beginning, brother. I mean, I hope everything works out for him, but in the age of the internet, it's hard to live stuff like this down. It's hard to. Like the stream, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. Hit the super chat. Support the platform, man. Support the platform. We have a lot. We got a lot going on right now. We're gonna be ready though. We're getting things ready. Ryan Clark, Jerry Jones, Dan Campbell, all types of people cry, but the person that they're gonna pin that on the most is that black man. They're gonna hold it against that brother. We gotta stop playing that game. They're gonna throw that brother under the bus. That you showed emotions. You cried. And I hope he can recover from it. I don't know that he can. I hope that he can. Like the stream, subscribe to the channel, man. There's the Cash App, Plat for Game. Support us.